After being on over 7,000 sales calls and collecting over $8 million in straight cash, I can tell you the exact moment when a closer loses a deal and it's not what you think. Look, I've maintained over a 90% close rate, and the difference between a closer who makes $3,000 per month and ones who make $20,000, $30,000, and even $50,000 per month consistently isn't talent. It's understanding what actually works in the real world on sales calls, not just theory. So in today's video, I'm going to be breaking down real life sales calls for the next 2 hours, showing you exactly what separates the top 1% closers versus everyone else, the exact word tracks you need to start saying at the end of your sales call to get the yes, and how to handle objections like a pro. Now, I just moved to Vietnam, but I'm not going to allow the fact that I had to move halfway across the world and I'm out here trying to survive out in this jungle to stop me from dropping fire content so you guys can close more deals. So by the end of this 2 hours, you're going to know exactly why your prospects are telling you that they need to think about it and what you should say instead. Now, every single person who is on these coaching calls paid thousands of dollars to be there, so pay attention. There's a lot of gold. Let's dive in. Is that it? How's it going, man?
Not too bad. Not too bad. So I have a pretty quick call review. So this one ended up closing, but I still feel like I could have done better in the problem awareness and then situation awareness phase. You see me pre-handle and kind of go into the impacts and everything. So I've given myself feedback, but you're the mental, so always good to get a second feedback. So let me just share my screen here and show you. Cool. Amazing. So this is like at the end of situation, I just ask them like a doubt question. I build some doubt and then you'll see I'll go into problem and then solution awareness.
Okay, cool.
Is that maybe, too much on the week? Yeah.
Yeah, because when it comes to diet, man, there's 3 sides to it. There's what you are eating, how much you are eating, and then when you are eating, right? You told me about the first one, what you're eating, which is cool. Doing a lot more than many people would, right? That's great. But in terms of the other 2, I guess, besides you eating like whole foods and eating low carbs, and besides that, what do you currently have in place to make sure that you're eating the right foods at the right time, the right amount, so you're consistently, losing weight and building muscle, not only for a short time, but actually maintaining it over a long period of time? Like, do you have anything in place for that?
No, usually just kind of got no.
I can see how you're not having anything in place, like a structure, like a system that works with you, instead of you always just relying on willpower, might be the thing that's causing us to not see the level of results that we want.
Cool. Yeah, that makes sense.
Cool, man. And I guess, how long has this been going on for?
Okay, like not bad. Like typically I'm just going to ask a little bit more of an open question, but you're very pointed, which again, you still got him there. But if you could tell, he was like kind of coming along with you, right? But he's like, like he was kind of like trying to piece it together. Okay. So if you do notice that, right? It seemed like if we'd have spent a little bit more time there, he would have just totally bought in and we're all good. Right. But he just seemed a little bit confused. So I'd just been like, well, do you see that actually being the case for you? Oh, yeah, I do. How do you see that being the case? And then like get him to then own it. Right. So if I just spent a little bit extra time there, I probably would have had a bit more buy-in. Because if you notice, if you just go back.
Yeah, he's
just like, he's a little bit confused.
Like a structure, like a system that works with you, instead of you always just relying on willpower, might be the thing that's causing us to not see the level of results that we want.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Right. Now, again, you're probably the first person who ever connected these dots for him, which is good, right? We're getting him to think a little bit about what his problems are, but I need him to actually then own it.
Right. That makes sense.
He's
just
like,
get his buy-in before actually moving on.
Yeah, right. And then from there, then you can build everything else on top of it. So it's like I like the thought process around it to create the doubt. It's just like making sure we get him to buy in on like that is a specific problem, like that is what it's causing. And then I would always ask like, hey, how do you see that showing up for you right now? And then he's going to tell you exactly how what you just told him his problem is actually affecting him. And then we just take it from there.
Yeah, that's literally the part I wanted to ask you about, which is doing that part and then transitioning into the problem.
Yeah, so it just seems like we just need a bit more buy-in. Yeah,
that makes sense. Cool, man. And I guess, how long has this been going on for? Where you're trying to eat a low carbs, you're eating whole foods, but despite you doing all this, you're just not seeing the results you want to. You mentioned 1 year, right?
I've been training.
1 year you've been eating like this particular diet.
Yeah.
Okay. And I guess, and look, I get it, man.
I feel like it just feels like over the last, since May, it seems like I hit a plateau where I like it. Since like the whole between 100 and 102, I feel like I'm not going nowhere because like I came from 110 again last year. Like, throughout like last 5 years, I've been between 120 and 90. So, but 120 I was in hospital, so that was thing. But like I've been averaging around 100, 105. So I feel once I get to 100 and I get to 95, it's hard to maintain 95 and get lower.
Right.
Staying that between 90 and 95 kg ever since I finished uni. Maybe because I drive now most of the days behind the desk. So of course, yeah, and maybe I don't play as much sports as I used to.
Yeah. When did you start to see like a plateau? As in, when we...
Okay, so what did he just blame?
Just like external factors.
Right. You know what I mean? So if we really wanted to drill down on it, that's how you can kind of tell he didn't buy into what you had said before. Because then when we're diving into a bit more of the problem of like why he's been going back and forth the past 5 years, he's like, yeah, maybe it's because I'm not doing sports and, you know, I'm sitting at a desk. It's like, okay, well, it's like, well, time out real quick, man. Because we have, you know, we mostly exclusively work with like professionals that are like at their desk all the time and they're able to get to their weight goals. So what do you feel like is actually missing with what you're doing that's preventing you from being able to do that despite you having to work at a desk?
That makes sense.
Right. And then I'm just like right back into it. That's why I'll typically like, I want to ask the more open question first to then either he's going to tell me and I can either like correct him or whatever it is, or he's just going to have doubt and then you fill that doubt. But right here, he's blaming externals.
Yeah.
And so that's a bit of the issue.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Okay.
You realizing that, hey, I'm putting so much into this, like so much input, I'm eating whole food, I'm not eating carbs, but I'm just not seeing the results that I want to. How long ago did you realize that?
Probably around May. Yeah. Probably around May. But I don't know, maybe it feels like because I was focused a lot on the scales.
Okay. I guess before May, were you like completely happy with all the results that you were seeing?
I was happy from October to, let's say, February, because I lost like 10 kgs.
Okay.
And then, since then, it just kind of...
Okay. So from like February or so?
Yeah.
Okay. Like, roughly like, what's it like? Around like 8 months or so?
Yeah.
Being in this. Okay. And look, man, I get it because I also go to the gym. I also like do all these like diets and everything. So I understand it, but I guess like for you, because I'm in my shoes, not yours, right? So when you're putting so much into this, right? You're eating.
Now, if we want to expand the problem, the big key area you can tell him to expand, to get him to expand, because that's what it looks like we tried to do, but then we're like, it might be a bit of an uphill battle, so we didn't go for it. Like, fair enough. I think it's a good judgment call. But what he did tell you is for the past 5 years, he's been between like 190 and 220.
Right.
So he has been lighter than what he is right now and has gone back up. Right? So I'd be like, but hold on. You said you had gotten lower before. How many times have we done this cycle where we've lost a bit, gained a bit, and we've done that cycle? Like now, this last 8 months, it becomes part of the cycle for the past 5 years.
Right. That makes sense.
And then like now we're talking about 5 years instead of 8 months. I have so much more leverage.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right.
I was trying to find a way to actually take his words and expand it without me doing it. But now looking back, yeah, I can piece it together. 100%.
Yeah. Because he said he'd like, oh, for the past 5 years, it's been just up and down. Right. So if I just connect it, like how many cycles of that have we done?
Right. Right foods, you're training, you're getting 20K steps and everything. But it's not resulting in the results that you would like to see. You look in the mirror and despite all the hard work, you don't look like the way you should look like. How does that impact like your confidence, man?
Yeah, it makes you feel like you're wasting your time. That why don't you just live like everyone else almost? Yeah, because we're all different. So no, it doesn't feel good. It feels
in what way?
frustrating, let's say.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I get that, man, because
it's like you're pointing to empty well.
Yes. Yeah. And I guess you feeling like in that way, right, every single day, despite you doing so much, how's that actually impacting like your day-to-day life? You feeling frustrated and you're taking a hit on your confidence?
Yeah. I feel, sometimes it plays with it plays with you sometimes.
In what way?
Because like if other people can do this, why can't you almost? Yeah.
So you like feeling that way, and I know that because I've been there, man. But you feeling that way every single day, like how does that like impact like you on a day-to-day, like emotionally?
I think I've lived with it for so long. I think it's just, I don't think I think about it too much. Yeah, it doesn't. I don't think it affects me too much on a day-to-day.
What
Now, have you noticed you keep on like you're trying to like push him into a box of like confidence, right? And I
Yeah.
think like that's what's causing him to be like, a little bit hesitant, like opening it up. But it's good that you're doubling down and re-asking. Like that part's good. I would leave it more open, right? Rather than just like, because he didn't say confidence. So if I try to put it on him, then he might be a little bit reluctant opening up because it
Yeah.
seems like we're trying to get something from him.
Yeah. Yeah. And what I was trying to do there was first like do emotional impact in two different levels. First go into how it's affecting his confidence and then how that's affecting him. But it
Yeah.
wasn't what he said. So
Yeah. If you want to point it that way, you give an example or a personal story first, and then you ask the question. Like, hey, I know like for me when I was struggling with this, it really impacted like just my confidence on my day to day. So, but I'm not in your shoes, so I don't want to assume. And then you ask them the question. Or if that's not you, it's like, hey, a lot of clients we talk to, it impacts this, but I don't assume how does it impact you. So then now it's normalized that it typically impacts this area, and that that's what you're trying to get out of him. So it's an easy way to shape it without me just pushing him in that box.
that makes sense.
Okay.
Oh, do you feel like that might be part of the problem?
What?
Because what if it wasn't what you thought it was, one?
What do you mean if it wasn't what I thought it was?
We're talking about something, that's really important, something we're going a lot into. And can you see how you are rationalizing that, saying that I don't really think about it too much and it's not that bad? Because it is not that bad.
Yeah.
Where's the motivation to change? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I hear that.
Yeah. But you're from Ireland, right?
Yeah.
You watch football? You play football? Yeah. So let's say if you're playing football, man, and you had someone on your team who's just like, I don't really care if we win or we lose. Like, I might just go and score like an own goal. Like, I really don't care. Would you want that person on your team?
Really not, man.
Why not, man?
Get playing against you.
There's no motivation that's driving them, right? So be real with me. Like, you having this realization where you feel frustrated, like you do, how is that actually like impacting you?
Like let's say, like how, on a day to day, how's it impacting me?
Yeah. Because here's the thing, when we feel frustration or anything like that, we can either choose to not think about it or ignore it. This is that kind of guy. And the second guy is going to be like, you know what? I don't want to feel like this. I'm going to use this frustration to push me to make a change. Because at the end of the day, who do you feel like actually goes on to achieve the goals that he set for himself? The person who decides to just minimize.
I think it makes you feel like a failure almost on a day to day. It makes you feel like it makes you feel like a failure. It does.
Is that something you're looking to change?
Yeah, of course.
Some people are okay with that, man. So it's
it makes you feel like a loser. Yeah.
Yeah. Come on. Good to him. That's what I hate to help you do. And I guess
Okay, good. We fought for it. We got it. Right? Yeah. Now, if we want to take it that extra level, it's like, well, hey, man, how is you feeling like a failure? How does that actually show up for you? Right? We could take it a little bit more if we wanted to. It's not always needed, but it's good that you fought for it and you got it.
Yeah. Probably not the most effective way to get there. That's why I wanted feedback on, but I did get him to admit that.
Yeah.
I was making him feel.
There's a way that he wanted to clarify what you said and you answered it and then you went into another frame. That other frame probably wasn't needed. Right? He probably would have just given it to you. But again, like you still got there at the end of the day.
Cool.
I think you can also ask like, hey, how is this frustration or lack of confidence? How is this impacting like other areas of your life? That's a question you can always ask too, especially like for fitness. I don't know why. I don't know that. But yeah, if you want to take it another layer deeper, I would say for this one in particular, I think the reason why he was a bit reluctant, like opening up at first, was because we just tried to pigeonhole him.
That makes sense.
And then he's like, yeah, not quite. And then like he was giving us something, but then he's like, oh, I don't really think about it. You know what I mean?
That makes sense. Would it be better to do emotional impact and first, whatever problem you highlight, how does it make you feel? And then the second step, you can dive into a specific moment.
Yeah. Well, it's like, hey, man, where do you feel at the most?
Yeah. Yeah. Because doing it in two steps, for example, making sure the first one is confidence, you are pushing them into a specific box, right? But if you leave it open, how does it impact you? Okay, is there any specific moments in the day when it's showing up for you, or is that voice just constantly in your head? It's a little bit more open so they can invest into it. Would you agree?
Yeah, absolutely. And with that as well, Another a question you can always answer, or you can always go to if they do say something more broad like confidence. It's like, well, hey man, like confidence, it's like that's something that impacts like every area of your life. Like what other areas in your life is this showing up for you?
Mhm.
Right? So you can broaden it, get a little bit more out of it. Right? So those are some different ways that we can see if we can't get more hooks in.
Sweet. Makes sense. Cool.
Yeah. Cool.
Don't need to review the rest of it. I've already taken
Okay.
enough time, so I'll leave it to.
Perfect. All
So I
right.
appreciate your help, man.
All right, perfect. Anyone else have like any questions or big takeaways from that call? Oh, once, guys. Hopefully you're finding this helpful. And if you want to work with me one-on-one to 2 to 5x your sales, check out the first link in the description. No? Okay, cool. All right, Nicholas, what do you got for me?
Hey, bro. How are you?
What's up, dude? How's it going, man?
Nah, I've just got a snippet of solution awareness for one call. If you could take a look, I'll share my screen.
Yep.
Okay, I can. Cool. Share sound. Okay, cool. Okay, have you?
And what do you sell just for everyone again?
So it's a AI agency, BizOp.
Yep.
And just for context on this call, yeah, I kind of struggled in solution awareness. It was just kind of sounded like he was making excuses, and I didn't really challenge him properly. But I also my problem awareness wasn't great, so I didn't have the most leverage. It was quite like surface level in terms of she just like not fulfilling his potential, and I didn't really flesh that out. But
Okay. If you do get something along those lines, it's like, hey man, like most people in life, like don't fulfill their, their potential. Like, why are you not okay with that? It's a real easy one to ask. And it's like, and how long have you felt like you just haven't been fulfilling that? And how does that make you feel like coming up short for the past 5 years?
yeah,
Right? That's how we can really twist that knife on potential. I know it's a very vague concept.
yeah.
So it's just about getting the more tangibles out of them of like why they're not okay with it. Like, why are you not okay not fulfilling your potential?
Yeah, that's what I feel like I didn't get out of like, any tangibles of like why he's not fulfilling his potential.
Yeah.
But I'm interested what you think on this.
Mhm.
Like, have you gotten more hands-on training for something outside of personal training, online personal training? Like, have you gotten any more advanced skills training, or what have you done in terms of that?
Well, I have planned to start the Google's AI courses, the free ones.
Got you. So you haven't gotten that quite more hands-on coaching like over the last couple of years?
Meaning in person or?
So that's like pause. So anytime anybody says like basic YouTube free courses, anything like that, okay. So besides like just like the basics, like what have you done about getting hands-on help to actually get the income in place?
Yeah.
Right. So you just sideswipe it immediately.
Yeah.
Okay.
Haven't started anything else now.
And why not, man? I guess what do you feel like prevented you more over the last couple of years?
Well, as I explained earlier, my day is pretty busy, pretty much.
Like the timing side of things?
Yeah, like I'm spending 20 active hours a day, like work, then going home, like sorting home, washing, eating, all that type of stuff. And going to bed on time is requires a lot of organization. So that's why now I have scheduled my afternoons so that I will have time to pay attention on this additional personal development.
No, for sure. And I can understand where you're coming from, man. But do you mind if I do make a suggestion on that?
Oh, yes.
Okay,
Yes.
pause.
Because like,
The easiest way to do this is, okay, so we schedule time now. What's prevented us from scheduling time in the past? Right? Because like what he's saying is like, oh, like I've been working fucking 20 hours a day, which highly unlikely. But let's even say like we take him at face value, he actually is. But now he's scheduling time. Well, why hasn't he done this before?
Yeah.
He feels like he's been wasting his potential past 5 years. Why did it take like up until now to actually schedule the time so you can actually run a business and have more time? Like that's going to be the easiest way to get there.
So we just avoid that whole reframe.
Yeah, because here's the thing. Here's the issue. Because he's like, oh, like my day's hectic, but I just solved the problem. Now I have time.
Yeah.
right? So then you saying like, hey, you know, we have people who are busy that figure it out. Well, like what he can just to defend himself, basically, when you're thinking about it, he's like, yeah, but I'm making the time now, right? So it's like I solved that problem.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
So like what prevented you from solving it in the past, pretty much?
Yeah, like, well, okay, well, it's like, dude, fantastic that you carved out some time, but if this has been a problem for the past 5 years, what's preventing actually, you know, start your own business?
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's what I needed because right after he says, I'll show you now, he just says, oh yeah, the reason I haven't done anything because I've been focusing on my personal training business. But like, that's the problem. So it was weird.
Yeah.
Didn't know how to challenge it. But I just used that reframe. What do you feel like allows them to do it? So then what do you feel like held you back from making the time? Like, what do you feel like more?
So he does personal training like in person.
Yeah, should be in-person personal training, yeah.
Right, and that's not fulfilling its potential. And how long has he known that that's fulfilled its potential?
2 years. You've been feeling that way? 2-3 years.
Yeah. So it's like, well, hey man, like I can appreciate you were focusing on this stuff, but if you've known for the past 2 to 3 years that this isn't gonna fulfill your potential, what's preventing you from doing anything about it in the past?
Okay, gotcha. So that's exactly what I should say. So for this thing here,
Yeah.
wait, I'll show you here.
The reason for this is because I moved here to Winchester 3 years ago. There was a lot of like new place, house renovations, sorting out stuff. And here actually I had to start my PT business from the start 2.5 years ago. So everything that I have achieved today has happened in the last couple of years. So in the last couple of years, 3 years, let's be honest, like I was busy just moving into here and building up my PT business. But now the business is like concrete and I'm like, all right, time to move on.
So is that what you would say, what you just said
Yeah.
there?
Yeah. It's like, yeah, no, like, and I appreciate like, you know, life ends up like lifing for all of us, right? But if we knew like back 3 years ago that this wasn't gonna ultimately fulfill you, what's actually prevented you in the past of like getting in a vehicle where you can make more and it will fulfill you?
Yeah, that's what I need to do. Because I think I just started trying to put them in a box in terms of priority, and it just wasn't really working out. Instead of just asking the question. Yeah, so it sounds like like starting the thing that was separated from time and money, like starting that more scalable online business, like wasn't the biggest priority. It sounds like over the last couple of years, the main focus on just personal training.
Well, when I moved in here, pretty much I didn't have any income.
Yeah.
So first I had to secure some type of income, and that was the personal training, and that was requiring a little bit of initial push and effort. So yeah, this stage is now done, and it's time for the next one.
Right, got you. But like, so you got it up and running the first year, but like after you were making like income from it, you feel like prioritizing like the other business just like you had wasn't the biggest priority to get started over the last year and a bit.
Because if you pause it, right? What's his actual limitation? If he knew he wanted to start this thing 3 years ago and he moved across, sounds like the country, right? Now he has to start from scratch. What would be the limiting belief that would cause him to double down on PT, even though he knows ultimately that that's not what he wants to do?
Like fearful of trying new things, essentially just stick to what you're used to.
Fear of the unknown, right? So I'm going to stick to the devil I know, even though like ultimately I know it's not a long-term fix. I'm at least do this. I know there's safety in it rather than trying something new.
Yeah.
Right? Like that is the actual thing, right? It's the fear of change. Because what did he tell you at the end?
That's the thing. I didn't really get much out of him. He just said, yeah, the reason I didn't do it because I wasn't organized, and that was attached onto.
Yeah. Well, what ended up happening at the end of this call? Yeah.
Oh, right. Yeah. At the end, he literally just like pushed to get off the call, like went into money. He's like, I gotta go. I gotta, he's a personal trainer. I gotta eat my food. It was stupid.
Yeah. So it's like, then it's like, it's money fear. Like that's basically like, that was the limiting belief for him. Right. And then when he gets in, he hears the price and he's just, you know, scared shitless.
Yeah. So the question that I should have really been asking is, yeah, I get you've been focusing on that, but if we know it's not been fulfilling you, why haven't we done anything else pretty much? What prevented you from doing, instead of just doing the, like hasn't prioritized it, just asking that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we'll get to the real root of it.
Yeah, so I got to hear like I'm curious about like what prevented you from all just getting started like over the last year. You feel like it just wasn't the biggest thing at the moment, or like how come you feel like you didn't quite get started?
I haven't get organized myself.
Okay, like you didn't
Yeah.
get really like
I
and then I just latched onto that.
You,
Like,
you can't accept that as an answer.
okay, that's the issue I made then.
You can't accept organization. You can't accept motivation.
Okay.
Why?
Um,
Because if I get to the end, that's a big price tag. Guess what? Now I'm like, well, I can organize myself if I really put my mind to it. Or I can motivate myself if I really put my mind to it. I don't need to pay lots of money to get those things.
oh,
Right.
Right.
So here's how we do it. It's like, well, hey, man, I can understand we haven't organized ourselves. Can I share perspective on that? Like, if you had a winning lottery ticket and you knew for a fact, like, you're going to win $1 billion, how organized would you be to get yourself to go cash that sucker in? Probably pretty organized, wouldn't you say? But on the other end, if you weren't sure, if you didn't even know, or you're pretty sure you're not going to win, right? How organized are you going to be? How motivated are you going to be to actually, cash in the lottery ticket? Right. So it's like oftentimes what we see, people who like don't get organized or really don't have the motivation to do it, they just don't feel like they have like gotten a winning lottery ticket, right? They don't have the knowledge, or again, like there's something that's holding them back from like really going for it. So for you, what's preventing you from going out and like being motivated or getting organized and actually getting the real knowledge to make sure this pays off?
yeah.
All right. So I got to push them away from it. So anytime anybody tells you like, hey, I wasn't motivated, I wasn't organized, the reason why they're not motivated, the reason they're not organized is because deep down they don't think it will work.
Yeah.
Like legitimately, if this guy thought like, hey, if I just put a lot of work into this for the next month, like I'm gonna start like printing 20K a month, like do you think he'd get organized pretty quickly?
100%.
Yeah, probably. It's just like he doesn't believe it.
Yeah, and just the fear of change and all of that behind it.
Yeah. So it's like, so that's why you can't accept like, oh, organization, motivation, just because like those are also, especially when we're talking about like coaching, if they are price adverse, like they can try to justify to themselves that, oh, well, I just need to hunker down and then I'll get motivated. You know what I mean? And then
Yeah.
it gives themselves an out.
Okay. It's similar to like when you hear people say work harder, harder, harder. Well, no, you've actually got to start working smarter, essentially.
Yeah, it's the same thing,
Same
right? If
thing.
there is like, oh, I just need to work harder, it's like, well, no, bro,
Yeah.
right? I'll add that. It's like, no,
Cool.
it's not the fact that you have to work harder. It's like you have to work smarter. That's also another thing. Like that's another way to address the same thing. It's like
Yeah.
it's not about working harder, it's about working smarter. Right. So there's a couple of reframes you can do about it. But with that in particular, it's you got to shift them off of it because that is a red flag.
Okay. Well, that's the mistake I made. I just attached to the not organized and not making the time, and doing cost on that, which didn't really do well.
Yeah. Because like in his head, this is also a problem he already solved. If he told you like now I've carved out the time,
Mm,
right? Like then that doesn't require you.
yeah.
So the real question is, why haven't you carved out the time before? Why have you not been motivated? Why have you not been organized if you truly believe that you have more potential? Like what's preventing you from actually going for it?
Yeah. That's it. 100%. That's a lot clearer. Thanks so much, man. And I did have a question about the future pace as well. He just
Yep.
kept saying like it wouldn't change my life. My life would be the same. All of that. I'm thinking
It's
like,
like,
would you
bro,
challenge it?
why the fuck would you do this then?
Yeah. Okay. Wait, I'll show you it now.
Like, I'll probably say that, right? I'm like, dude, then why do this? Like, I'll
Okay.
be real. Like, this isn't going to be easy. And I'm not going to sit here and try to sell you a magic pill. But what I can tell you is if you have a big enough why, it'll be worth it. So if you don't have a why and it's not going to change your life in any way, like, I'll be the first one to tell you, just keep doing what you're doing now, man. You already got that figured out.
Okay. Would you say it for this answer here? Like, because I started going into the time, but it wasn't that good. Wait.
Mhm.
life wouldn't be that much different. Maybe I'll have a couple of more hours of free a day.
What would you do?
Well, I will definitely have a house cleaner, and yeah, it wouldn't be more different in life. But I will be
I'd have a house
clear
cleaner.
about myself because
Yeah, I don't know.
Like, what are you talking about?
My daily life wouldn't change. So then you would just hit him with that, like, why do this? Like, why even do
why
this?
do it, man?
Okay, makes sense. And that would get like a better answer out of him because I was
Yeah.
kind of scraping at an answer, so I just had to lean out pretty much.
Yeah, it's like, bro, why the fuck are you here?
Okay, cool, perfect, man. That's pretty much everything. I appreciate that. That makes sense.
Yeah, because like the thing is, you have to understand like this kind of like avatar, like this type of person. Generally speaking, they have a bit of an ego,
Mm-hmm.
and he just doesn't want to admit it.
Yeah.
Like that's the thing. And most people that he talks to in his life probably do not challenge him because he is a business owner, right? So that's better than most, but he's not where he wants to be.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like you gotta give him that pushback to cause him to actually open up. And then once he opens up, it's easy peasy. But if I don't get that out of him, like, dude, it's fucking tough sledding.
Yeah. Because at the end, so he's like a bodybuilder or whatever. He just said like, yeah, I've got to eat my food. I was like,
dude, fucking eat your food on Zoom, bro. I don't mind.
Yeah, true. But I was just kept pushing back, and I did what you said of like, hey man, like you can definitely leave the call, but don't think that's going to be the best thing for you. But he just didn't respect it. He was just like, hey man, I really got to go, and just left.
Well, that's the thing, because if you don't have it, like if you don't have the motivation, you don't have the driver, then things like that, like it doesn't quite work. But that's an upstream thing.
Yeah, upstream. Yeah.
Right. And it's just about if you don't feel like you have it, bro, like I would rather you fight for it. And then this guy tells you to fuck off and you don't pitch him. Then you get to the end and he gives you some bullshit about like, oh, let me get my meals.
Oh, like in discovery, just fight for it.
Yeah, it's like, well, say, hey man, like, why are you here? Like, if this isn't gonna actually like change your life in any degree, like, why actually do this? Because like, this isn't easy.
Yeah.
Like, put it on him. Like, get him to justify why this is worth it for him. Because if you don't get that, like, then at the end, again, there's no real motivation, and he's like, oh, well, that's more than what I thought. I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough.
That's it. That actually leads on to another question I have of when calls are running over because you're struggling to get the good problem, you're struggling to get the impact, you're having to loop. Where is like the balance between you? Because I've heard people say like if a call runs over like 40 minutes, an hour, like they're just less and less likely to buy, right? But where's the balance between shortening the call and like skipping some stuff so it's not overly long, but like missing out some stuff from the process? Do you know what I mean?
Always err on the side of like not skipping steps.
Okay, so just go longer if you have to.
Yeah, like if you have to, man, like you can reschedule people. A bird in the hand is worth two in the bush, right? Like you have this person on the call right now. Okay. Now, sometimes you have to make a value judgment of if I stay an extra 30 minutes, like, can I get this guy across the line?
Yeah.
Right. If the answer is like, you're like, hey, there's no fucking way, like maybe it would be better to just like fucking cut it and just hop to the next call. But I would say I would always err on the side of just not moving forward until you get what you need. And then like how you speed up your calls then is you go back and you rewatch it or you get feedback like this and whatever it is. And then you look at ways like how could I sped up the call?
Right. Yeah.
But you're not thinking about that like on the call. Because if you're thinking about that on the call, like then again, like you're pressing, you're skipping steps, you're in your head, right? Which is just going to lead to a bad outcome. Because if you just had 2 hour long calls, but you're closing 80%, right? Is that better than like 1 hour long calls and closing 30?
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah, right. You know what I mean? So it's like, then now we have a problem. We're closing everyone, but it's like, now it's 2 hours long. We need to shorten that shit up so we can take more calls. Right. So that's a different problem to solve. But it'd be better for you to like, again, solve the problem of like closing them first. And then let's figure out how to shorten it down.
Okay. That makes sense. But yeah, so that all makes sense what you're saying. And I guess I'm just curious. So like, I'd rather have a 50-minute long discovery where I hit all the points rather than like skipping a few points, like identity, in a solution awareness and like have a 35-minute discovery.
Yeah. But, and like typically, man, like what happens is if you really make sure you drill down problem, you don't run into any of the other issues.
Okay, so it's all upstream, like solution awareness is upstream.
Yeah, because like if you have a big enough problem, you can push back. Like you can be a lot more straightforward, and that shortens your time frame on like getting the limiting beliefs.
Yeah.
Right. So the problem is if I don't have that, then I'm pushing back. I don't have leverage. Like now this dude can fight me.
Yeah.
Right. And it's like now it's a back and forth. I'm like, what the fuck are we talking about? But if I get to a real tangible problem, I get him to admit that, then he's gonna like it's harder for him to give you an excuse.
Yeah.
They still will, but like it doesn't hold up to scrutiny. But since we didn't drill down into like the real problems, and then he gives an excuse, and like now we're trying to push back on it, like he's just more and more doubling down because he never actually admitted how bad the problem is.
Yeah. That makes sense.
So it's like if we don't get like that's the biggest thing. If we don't get problem, just don't move on.
Okay. Yeah.
Right. So if you need to spend 20 minutes, like bro, like what's the problem here? Like let's figure this shit out, right? If you need to spend 20 minutes doing that, then the rest of the call will go so much smoother.
Okay. Yeah.
But you need to get him to admit that is a problem, and like get him to admit how bad it is.
Yeah. I think I need to be more direct. Like for him, he wasn't giving me that much. I just need to be more direct. Like, bro, like you said, why are you?
Yeah. Like, what's your holdup with being a little bit more direct?
I'm not sure. I guess I'm just not sure when to do it. It's like my situational awareness for it.
Yeah. And that's gonna come with time. Okay. Yeah. Of you just like doing it, testing it out, playing with it. And I'm just gonna give this big caveat. It's gonna come off. It's gonna come like you really getting the skill with you fucking up.
Right. Yeah.
Right. Like, oh, Frog should have done that. And now we're back to, you know what I mean? But we have to be okay with the fuck up.
Yeah.
Right. We got to be okay, like getting called a dick every now and again.
Yeah.
Because if you get no complaints on your sales calls ever, you're not going hard enough.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Now, if you get complaints every day, now that's a different issue. Okay. But if you're getting no complaints, it's like, okay, then we're probably not going hard enough. Yeah, dude. I had times like I remember this one specifically. Like I asked like a really, really hard like question, like a rationale, and this fucking dude just got so upset and then exited the call and then like emailed the company like right after. It's like,
yeah,
it happens, right?
Yeah.
But it's like I'm like I felt like he needed a tough question.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you'll get a feel for it the more you do it. It's more of a muscle.
Yeah.
Than it is a skill. Right? Because like you intuitively knew like you weren't getting what you needed.
Yeah.
Like you knew it. So it's like you have the skill, like you have the intuition, like we're all human beings, like we have it. So then it's just about using that muscle of just actually saying something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. And there's tons of different ways to soften it. Right? If we're needing to soften it, it's like, hey, can I be really direct with you without you getting upset at me?
Mm-hmm.
Like right now, like you're talking to me and you're telling me like, yeah, things are pretty good, but I don't really see a problem that we're solving with this new business. And if there's not a problem, like I'll be the first one to tell you, there's not any reason to do this.
Yeah.
Right? Just like, hey, like what's going on? Like you can just flush it out. Yeah. So if you want to do that, real easy phrase is, hey, can I be really straightforward with you without you getting upset at me?
Mm-hmm.
They're going to say yes. And then you can be a little bit more straightforward. I'm just like, hey man, I don't see the problem here. Like, why are we talking? Okay.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Okay.
All right.
That's awesome.
I give you permission. Smack these fuckers around. Okay.
I will. Oh, actually, that's funny you mentioned that. I did think of a question where to slap someone. Some guy said 6 months ain't that long of a time that he had DIY belief. He's like 6 months ain't that long to do it myself, but he's been wanting the freedom for 5 years to be with the family. Would I have instantly just slapped him like, but bro, you've been wanting?
It's like, dude, fucking compared to what, man?
Okay. Yeah.
But when you say like 6 months isn't a lot of time, like compared to what? Can I share perspective? If you tell yourself it's not a lot of time, right? It's going to be not a lot of time. Like on the other end, we're talking about the most successful people, the people that are ultra focused on their goals, do they believe 6 months of time is a lot of time to not make any progress? Probably. And what type of results do they get from that? So it's like, what type of person would you rather be? The person who tells themselves like, hey, 6 months is like nothing but a thing, right? And like, that's what causes to be 5 years in this space, like doing what we're doing now, or the person who is not okay with 6 months gone by and they haven't achieved their goals.
Yeah, that's fire. Sick, man.
Right? So just, and here's the thing, okay? You're never going to always have the perfect thing to say. And that's okay.
Yeah.
So part of it is trusting yourself on some level, fucking up from time to time.
Yeah.
Right? But at least going for it.
Going for it. Yeah,
because if you're not gonna tell that guy that 6 months is more than enough time for you to achieve success, like with real focused effort, then who else is gonna fucking tell that guy?
Yeah. No one.
Right? Okay. So it's like, give you permission, smack these fuckers around, right? But like you do it because like you actually want what's best for him. Because if that guy like does think like 6 months worth of time isn't that long to just continuously fail at something and not ask for help, then it's like he's gonna have a long life.
Yeah.
And up until the time he has. Right? So it's like you do it, it's like you're a big brother. You're just like, bro, what the fuck are we talking about right now? Like your big brother cares about you, but he's like, no. That's not the way we think about things. You know what I mean? Like that's the type of frame that you go into these conversations with.
Yeah. You genuinely care. Yeah.
Yes. And just understand if you do actually genuinely care and you soften it and everything along those lines, like it doesn't have the venom. What do I mean by that? Like if I tell somebody something very straightforward and I tell them what I believe, there's no venom that I want anything from them. Like this guy is saying this to manipulate me. Versus this guy truly believes this.
Yeah.
Like there's a difference there. You can feel when somebody wants something from you. There's venom behind when they say something. Okay. So
big problem. Yeah.
Yeah, if you go into it with the right frame, and then like if you feel the intuition like you need to say something. Again, like there's tons of frames, like I have them all in there, or you can ask me. But the first thing we need to get down is like just the muscle of saying something. Addressing it. And even if we address it half-heartedly, right, that's better than not addressing it at all.
Yeah. Just build that muscle and shit. Yeah. Because I was tempted to say like, do you feel like that might be part of the problem? You know, if it's not going to change your life, like why are you here? Saying along the lines of what you were saying.
100%. Right? So next time, just go for it. I give everyone the permission to fucking go for it. Right? If you need the permission, I give it to you. Fucking go for it. Smack these people around. It's lots of fun.
Thanks so much. Super helpful as always.
Yeah, perfect, man. Okay, and then Abdullah, we'll get to yours after we go over Alex's call. All right, cool, man. All right, Alex, you got a call?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
So it starts at the problem awareness, like somewhere there. And I just want that reviewed. Because I was trying to get like
do you know like the timestamp?
Well, it starts like at 00 because my note taker joined during problem awareness. So
okay, cool. Fucking AI. All right, cool. So just for everyone, context, what exactly do you sell?
Stock trading mentorship.
Okay. So basically, these are mostly people who are like straight biz op. Like they're not full-time traders. They want to be full-time traders, have more time, have more freedom, mostly.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Okay, cool. Let's listen.
And spend my
This meeting is being recorded.
Yeah. Having to be up, yeah, that's all. But I don't intend to do it. It's not working tomorrow. I enjoy where I'm at, so it's good.
Yeah.
So, but like I said, it's on my own.
Yeah. What has you then looking to just transition out of your job and go into trading?
I mean, just like I said, then on my own terms and not on somebody else for my paycheck. You know what I mean?
Oh, I see. Well, why is that important to you then?
No, I don't know what you mean. Okay. That's a real easy way to break the pattern and cause them to expand.
Mm-hmm.
Because like when people are saying, "Oh, like you know what I mean," like those type of things, like typically they're wanting to like shortcut having to expand on things, so like they want agreeance from you. It's like, "Oh, well, no, I don't know what you mean." Like, what do you mean you don't want to rely on other people's paychecks or other people for your paycheck? So just anytime you do get a problem, just like immediately expand on it. Oh, like what do you mean by that? And then I would go into the example.
Yeah. Yeah.
But for this one in particular, because like when you're talking about those specific questions, I wouldn't use the example one right here, just because it's like, oh well, like a job, right? Like it's kind of an obvious, like, hey, can you give me an example of like, rely on other people for your paychecks? I would say like, well, how does that show up for you having to rely on other people for your paycheck?
Mm.
Right? So more like
Okay.
just a slightly different question, but it's not like it's a terrible question, but in my head, like it doesn't quite make sense there, but I get where you're going.
I don't know. I like, yeah.
You see what I mean? Like it's kind of like I get where you're going, but it was just like that question is just like misplaced. Now, if he's saying like, "Oh, it's hard to make ends meet," oh, can you give me an
Mm-hmm.
example? Makes total sense,
Yeah.
right? But when he's saying like, "Hey, I don't want to be reliant on somebody for my paycheck," can you give me an example of that? Like it doesn't quite click. Well, how's that showing up for you? Like, I guess being reliant on somebody for a paycheck. Oh, well, like that makes more sense. Okay. So it was just like nice thought process in terms of question. Just the question didn't quite plug into what he had said.
I don't know. Just
I see.
I enjoyed the learning the skill set and being in control of my own finances. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you've been working, I guess, for the last 17 years of being a data analyst. That's a long time. So what's coming up for you that has you just looking to transition out of that and go into trading? Like, why not just double down on what you're doing? Just maybe work more hours or something.
Okay. So now I get where you're going. You're like, okay, I went down this path and
Mm-hmm.
it didn't fucking land, right? Fair enough. It happens to the best of us. Now, if we're looking for a question that you can always like go to for you, like if somebody's been in their job for a long time, the question I'd always ask is like, well, help me understand, man, because you've been doing it for 17 years. Why is it important for you to actually, I guess, like get into trading, transition to do that? I guess like more like now though.
Mm.
Right? So asking that more now question, because for the answers to this question, like, hey, why don't you just double down with what you're doing and just work more hours? Like, we run into the risk of, well, like I said, I don't want to be reliant on someone else. So then now it comes across like you're not listening. Right? Even though like we are listening, we're just trying to get more problems out of them. It can come across like we're not listening. Now, if you are going to ask this question, right? Like, let's say we don't want to change this question. I like this question. If we're all going to ask it, you just need to pre-frame it. Well, besides you just not wanting to be reliant on someone else, what's the main reason you want to get into stock trading rather than just doubling down and working more hours at your job? Other than whatever he just said, why? Okay. Then it's going to be very hard for him to then come back and say, well, like I said, because you like, hey, besides what you just said, what's the main reason? Does it make sense?
Yes, like more pointed, like pre-framing it and
Yeah. Well, it's like with this one, like I don't feel like this question is needed. I'll just ask like, hey, why is it important now though? Like you've been doing this for 17 years, right? Because I want to see like what's the problem? Like typically when somebody hops on a sales call, they've gone through something. There's a crescendo of things that cause them to like see an ad and finally click on it because people get bombarded with ads constantly. Okay. So there has to like typically there's something in their recent past that caused them to go ahead and book in. I want to know what that is. And typically that's the pain point. Okay. So I would ask that why now question.
anything else.
Well, I'm salary, so working more hours doesn't give me more money. You know what I mean?
Oh, I see.
So that's one thing. So yeah, so and then I don't want to be at the. For one, I want to learn trading just because I enjoy it. Like even if it didn't become my sole income, like I would still trade because I enjoy the process. So for me, it's just enjoyment on top of the money.
Yeah.
But at some point, I don't want to have to work for somebody else forever. You know what I mean? Like I want to retire and just be in control of my own stuff.
Well, why not just work for someone else? Because a lot of people are fine doing that for the rest of their lives.
What do you mean?
Yeah. So it was a bit confusing. So it's like, and I get where you're going to, right? It's like, well, I mean, some people are fine, like working for other people. Why are you not okay just being reliant on someone else? That question, like, just slow down.
Okay.
Okay. Like, I think like that's probably what's happening is we're so concerned about, okay, am I getting the questions right? And it's like, am I like taking too long? Right. It seems like we're in our head a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So it's like, number one, just like running through the process, like, making sure like you're comfortable before you do hop on sales calls. But when you're in a sales call and then it's like maybe you're drawing a blank, like take time and actually think. Yeah. And if you want to give yourself a little bit of space, like, well, help me understand, John, and then go ahead and ask. Like sit there and actually contemplate what you're about to ask.
Yeah, because sometimes I think like that. Sometimes I think
Right? Like,
that yes,
show him that you're thinking.
yes, yeah. Because sometimes it's like where I need time to think, and I think they're gonna like say something, and I just won't have time to think. That's why I go into something else.
Yeah. So, and if again you want to give yourself time to think, it's like, well, help me understand, John. So when you say, right, give yourself that time and you just fill it with, well, help me understand, and then you can go into it. So it's like you
Mm,
kind of think a little bit out loud. It's like, hey, I'm really just trying to understand. Help me understand. You just kind of say those things out loud. People do that in day-to-day conversation. Okay. And then it also gives you a little bit of space of not feeling the need to be so quick with your questions, because what's happening is because we're so quick with our questions, they're like, I understand what you're trying to get at, but he's not a salesperson. You know what I mean? Like
mm-hmm.
so he doesn't know what you're really getting at. And then the questions are a bit confusing. And he's like, well, I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's what it seems like here. It's just, we're just confusing them. It's not like the questions are bad. They're just, little sped up, a little bit misworded. So therefore, then they're coming off confusing.
Mm-hmm.
Make sense?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Like you said, in the future you'd like to not work for somebody else. So why not just work somebody like for somebody else? Why just look for something to transition out of there?
Again, I just want to do my own thing. I don't want to be under somebody else's.
Oh, well, why is it so important to you to not for work for somebody else though? Like and have the retirement.
Seems like
Because
you
it
already
puts me in
asked
more
that.
control. You know what I mean? Of my own.
Oh, control. Like how do you mean?
Right.
Like right now, I'm relying on somebody to give me a paycheck. You know what I mean, for the work that I do. I'd rather just create that
Yeah.
myself through trading. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I see. So, and I guess with trading, you said you've been doing it for the last year, right? And how's that been going for you? Is it just like up and down or anything, or?
Yeah. And now it looks like we're trying to get our footing. Which is like fair enough, right? So it's like
Yeah.
kudos for you. Like again, like going for it and continuing to push through, even though like at the time you're like, okay, a little uncomfortable. So you're pushing through. That is good. Okay. I would just say like just take your time when you're asking the questions. Don't feel the
Mm-hmm.
need to be super sped up. If you need to think,
Yeah.
think. Right.
Yes.
And if you do misspeak, okay, or if you do ask a question wrong, like you can just apologize. Like, oh, I apologize. Had a little bit, I just misspoke there. What I was trying to say is this.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's no need. Like, let's say, like, everyone misspeaks. It's fine. It happens. If you do misspeak or you do ask a question confusing, just apologize and re-ask it. Because it's not like that question was bad, right? The one that like it was kind of jumbled together. It would have gotten
Yeah.
you what you wanted if asked like more coherently. But again, we jumbled it. It's fine. It happens. If we apologize and then just re-ask it, we got it.
Mm.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Is there another part you want me to take a look at with this?
Yeah. So that was really helpful. So the ending when we got to the payments and stuff. So I don't know where the timestamp was. It's like somewhere at
Okay.
the end.
somewhere around here. Seems like you're just sharing the screen. I'm assuming it's somewhere right here. What's the price point?
Price point, so it's 3K with the 10% profit split. That's the one he wants to do.
Okay.
Yeah, so when I click on the link, it brings me up to the 3,000 plus 10.
Okay, so did he end up moving forward?
He had 800 and he can log into his bank accounts for the rest of 200. So we scheduled a follow-up call because I said, do you want to put the 800 down now? And then we could get it later today. He said, no, I'd rather do 1,000. And we scheduled a follow-up call on the same day. He came, he has the 1,000, but he didn't end up moving forward because he wanted to wait 2 weeks to get paid in full.
Okay, is there like a discount for the paid in full?
No, there is not.
Okay, so but what would have you wanting to go ahead and I guess push this off for a couple weeks to do the paid in full?
Yeah.
Because then at that point, like the only thing you're fighting is just time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because it now again, if he was like actually just bullshitting with you, he would have just ghosted on the second meeting.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what it literally like. It does sound like in his head, like, oh well, yeah, I'd just rather pay up front. Well, it's like, well, hey, if like doesn't cost anything more, to pay up front, like what would prevent you from just getting started with 1,000 now? And then like again, we get in, we start learning right away, and then we take care of the rest. When you get that, because like at that point, like all we're really fighting is like 2 weeks. Like 2 weeks closer to your goal, 2 weeks closer to like your success. Like, do you want to pay life like 2 weeks of your time just due to logistics?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
So I would definitely follow up with them, right? Because if he's showing up to a follow up, then it's like there's high interest there.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Part where you wanted me to take a look at the end.
Sorry, you cut out there.
Yeah. What part do you want me to take a look at the end?
Oh, at the end, it's like more at the end where I scheduled like a follow-up call with him.
Mm-hmm.
I think it would be, just see here. What about like, there's this, the follow-up call.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just send you here. It was like where he got off the call and he just like said, wait 2 weeks.
Wait 2 weeks. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I just sent you it.
Okay.
This meeting is being recorded.
So how was it with the payments and stuff?
Yeah, so I ended up looking at everything. I'm gonna have to hold off for a bit.
Okay.
I don't have the funds for like I'm worried about next month and that too. So let me just see what I can do over the next 2 weeks if I can come up with all of it, and then go from there.
Yeah.
Okay. If I can come up with all of it is not saying like, hey, I'm gonna get paid.
Oh.
Right? So
yeah.
he's wanting to see if he can go find it. So what did he just said right then and there? He's like, hey, I can do the first month, but then I'm gonna be worried about month 2, month 3.
Okay.
Right. So at that point, does this guy have credit?
Yeah, this guy has like 750 or something. He doesn't want to go on the payment plan like we tried because he didn't want the extra fees or whatever.
Yeah, it's like, and I appreciate like we don't want the extra fees. It just comes down to what most of our students will do is again, like what the financing allows you to do is get access to it right away. And then with the extra added learning and profits you'll be making, you just go ahead and you pay it off early. There's no penalty for paying off early. Okay. You just got to come in and make sure it pays for itself. Is that something you'd be willing to do? All right. So you just kind of sideswipe it. It's like, hey, bro, you come in here to make more money, then just pay it off early. Okay. So, but just understand when somebody says, I need to get it together, that's not them telling you a game plan of like, I get paid in 2 weeks. If he's saying, hey, I'm getting paid in 2 weeks, that's him saying he's getting paid in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can get it together. Like he wants to go away and like either like try to do something. Okay. Now, this guy, because is he in the US?
Yeah, he's in the US. Yeah.
Okay. Here's what you're going to do. Okay. Because he has a really good credit score. Look up the American Express Everyday Blue Cash Card. Okay. It
Mhm.
is 15 months interest free. So he is going to fill that out. He gets instant access. Typically, it's like 10K plus credit limit, 15 months interest free. So he has 15 months to pay it off. No interest.
Oh wow.
Okay. People with like really good credit scores, they typically, if they have like a 720 or above, okay, things like Klarna and Afterpay do have like lower barriers to entry, which is like, that's good. So you can get more people across the line. But people with really good credit, like get them to sign up for that. They instant approval, 15 months interest free. That's really hard to beat. And everyone's happy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Call up that guy, get that fucking sale. Okay. That's the game plan.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah, thank you for that.
Yeah, absolutely, dude. Okay, cool. And then Abdullah, you said you had a question?
Yeah, how you doing, man?
Yeah, what's up, dude?
Amazing, amazing. So I'm trying to fucking fight this mosquitoes in Miami, bro. It's fucking killing me.
Dude, I don't ever get mosquito bites out here. But I don't know.
Yeah. So I finished the mindset stuff, but I'm kind of lost right now. I don't know what to watch. Like,
Yeah. Okay, cool.
fast.
So you do done for you lead generation?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Let me show you. This goes for everyone, by the way. Okay, so if we go in here, here's a classroom. Self-mastery. I would say that the next lowest hanging fruit for most people, just in general, is process and activity.
Okay.
This is show rate. This is, pre-call process. This is referrals, upsales. So this is a big key area here. Okay.
Okay.
Now, when we're talking about the actual on the sales call stuff, like, yeah, there is a lot there. That's why if you go down here, okay, there's BizOp, lead generation done for you, coaching, lead generation that's done with you, non-ROI fitness and improvement offer. Like for you, it's lead generation done for you, right? You pull this up here. Here is a study script. Okay. That's all the important stuff to watch in order for like, hey, how do we start the call? How do we understand it? The tone, the goals. Now, I would say take this one at a time. Don't try to do everything all at once because then you're going to be in just uncertainty land.
Yeah.
We're not going to be certain on our calls.
Yeah.
Okay. So I would say the biggest thing is, I know we talked about it a little bit, but I would go through the, get the sales and process stuff in place.
Yeah.
Right. That's the next lowest hanging fruit for most people. Okay.
Yeah.
And then from there, like while you're doing that, like start going through the study script for the done for you. And it has all of, like if you look in here, like for example, right, it has all the stuff in here. So let's say trainings to watch to start the call, right? You just click on it, takes you into school. You watch it. Okay. So it's all in one place, easy, so it doesn't get like too overcomplicated, right? And it has that for every type of offer.
Yeah.
It's at the bottom, guys.
Thank you so much, bro.
Athy, looks like your hands up first, man. How can I help?
Oh, dude.
What's up, dude? How's it going, man?
Not too bad, not too bad. So I didn't really have a call review. I just had some questions.
Yeah.
So first one is, the offer that I'm on, B2B, lead generation. Sometimes, usually when people come onto these calls, they don't look at any of the pre-call material, resources, and they just do not have a clue. Now, when they come onto the call, should I be breaking my frame and giving them like a mini pitch to tell them what the offer is about? Or should I reschedule the call if they just do not know why they even pay in the first place?
All right. My internet was a little bit shoddy, so I cut out there. What was that?
Okay. So the question there was when people come onto the call and they're just not prepared, some of these business owners, should I, as a rule of thumb, if they just do not have a clue why they're on the call, is it a good idea to reschedule the call or do a mini presentation to inform them what the call is about?
Yeah, for this offer specifically, it's going to be a quick 30-second to a minute pitch and then transition to the discovery. So if somebody does come on the call. Now, something I've done is I made the thank you page much more explicit, and then we need to change the pre-call email to make it much more explicit as well to cause people to actually click on the shit, right? Because if they just watch even the first video, you're not gonna. But let's say we do. My internet is not liking me right now. Let's say we do still run into it. For example, okay, all we're gonna do is just like, okay, and did you watch that video I sent over to you that kind of went over all that? No, it's like, huh, what are we gonna do with you? I'll forgive you this time. Really quick, high level overview, right? Go over really quick, high level, and it's like, but really, when it comes down to how it looks for your business, it's gonna be custom on what's gonna work best for you. So help me understand, what would even have you looking for a different way to generate leads in the first place? And then you dive right into it. Okay. So you're still kind of playing, like playfully smacking them around that they didn't go through it. Give them a high level overview. So that way you're not getting, well, hey, dude, I don't even know what you guys do. And then we move on.
Cool, that makes sense. But it's not like a good idea to like reschedule the call. Instead, just give them like a quick intro and then just continue with details call.
Yeah, because like the problem is like rescheduling the call, it's going to add a lot of friction just in general. So it's like the purpose of the offer being so like straightforward and explicit is the offer is good enough just to sell like on its face. Like that's why it's built that way.
Got you. Makes sense.
Okay.
The second question that I had was like, usually in the lead gen space, a lot of these people, they've had bad experiences before, and some of them they'll highlight that pretty early on. So you don't want to jump on that straight away, right? But at the same time, if you leave it later in the conversation, they're always going to view everything from that frame. So when someone does bring that up, let's say pretty early on in the conversation, that they've been burned before, they had a bad experience, and they're comparing us to other alternatives, is it good to jump on that like straight away, or is it good to leave it later and then address it then?
So, generally speaking, if somebody tells you very early on, especially in lead generation, because it's a very saturated market, that, hey, I've been burned before, the best way to go about it that I've seen is like you just put it right back on them and get them to see where you're coming from. Now, how do you do that? Okay. So it's like, generally speaking, you're like, okay, what do you sell? And do you feel like there's anyone out there that's had a bad experience with a company that does what you do? Does that mean all companies that sell what you sell are like bad, or what do you think? Right? There's some good, there's some bad. It's the same thing with lead generation. There's some people that are good at what they do and some people that are bad, but most people just focus on the bad. So like kudos for you to keep hopping on these calls because you obviously know there's at least some people out there that figured it out. Would you agree? Move on.
Got it. Yeah, makes sense.
Okay. Cool. So, because the fact that they did show up on some level, like they're telling you, yeah, I think this might work out. Or at least like I'm willing to talk about it. Like I haven't lost hope.
Okay. Got it. Yeah, that makes sense.
Cool.
And the last thing was like, usually when some of these people come onto the call, I know attention's like a big thing in order for you to actually, do the whole sales call. When people come onto the call and they just have a camera, how would you actually get them to turn it on? Or is it even a necessity?
Like it's not necessary they have their camera on. It's necessary that they're focusing. But if somebody's like hopping on without the camera, I'm just going to say like, hey man, I can hear, I just can't see you. What's going on over there? Right? Just something really easy and basic. Like half the time people are like, oh, my bad. Let me just turn my camera on. Or they're going to tell you something like, oh, well, I'm not having my camera on today. If somebody does say something like that to me, I'm like, oh, do you have like your PJs on over there? What's going on? What are you doing, dude? Okay. Stupid joke. Again, get them to lower their guard. And like, I am typically not going to then keep my camera on either. It's like, okay, just so I'm not staring at myself, like I'll turn my camera off too. Right? If you don't have cameras, nobody has cameras. Okay. So that's what I'll do. But 9 times out of 10, if you used to say like, hey, I can hear you, just can't see you, man. They turn on their camera. They're like, oh, my bad. Didn't know. Like, and they'll just turn it on.
Yeah, that makes sense. I usually say, oh, I can hear you, but I can't see you. But I don't know if I should like just stay there and battle with them until they turn it on, or try a little bit and then just let it go. So
it's like you're just playful with it. They're like, oh yeah, like I'm doing this, I'm doing that. Well, if they say they're doing something, I'm like, okay, well, are you in a good place to chat? Like you can actually focus on this, or is it going to be better to reschedule? So if they're doing something, now if they give you an excuse like, oh, like, my lighting's not good or different thing like that, it's like, well, what's going on over there, man? You still in your PJs? What's happening? Little chuckle, right? And then, so it's a non-serious thing. You shouldn't treat it super serious. It's not going to be something that is, yeah, right. It's not something that's going to be something that is going to make or break the sale if you do have them on camera. If you do have them on camera, it's better because you can read their body language. You can see that they're actually focused and they're not doing anything else. All right. So it's preferable.
Cool. That makes sense. Thanks for clearing that up, dude.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, perfect. And then Nicholas, how's it going, bro?
Pretty good, bro. How are you?
Not doing too bad, just living life. What am I gonna do?
Man, sick. Love the AI Christian, man, so far. I've been DMing a lot.
Yeah.
I had a cool review, some more
Okay.
solution awareness. I know I've been giving a lot of solution awareness, but I'm really trying to crack it.
Yeah.
Essentially, with this call, I'll share my screen, but I pretty much lost frame when it came to the cost question. He didn't want to answer the cost question, and I just didn't really. You'll see now, I didn't get a belief, but basically later, in consequence, I'm thinking because I lost frame, he just did not want to answer my consequence question. And like I reframed it, like use the Usain Bolt analogy, wasn't buying into it, just like ended the call, just hung up on me, pretty much said I'm gonna leave the call. And I'm assuming that's because I lost frame earlier on, but I'm curious about like what makes people not want to answer consequence. That's also a question I have regarding this call. But
Yeah. Just for everyone, like, what exactly do you sell, and what was this guy's like situation?
For sure. So this guy, I sell a BizOp, start an AI agency, and this guy wanted to spend more time with his kid. He travels 2 to 3 months of the year away. He used to travel even more, and he just wants to spend a lot more time with him. I will say one thing that was I didn't get a time frame exactly of how much he wanted to spend time with his kid, but I did get a time frame if he wanted his own thing for a few years. But
okay. But when you say like spend time with like his kid, right? Like what happens if he doesn't actually? He's not able to free up his time and be there for his children.
So what I got was just like it takes away when he's away. It takes away from him like seeing his sports events, like him going to school, teacher meetings, just like things like that. And
well, it's like, how do you feel like that actually impacts him?
Yeah, I got an impact out of him. He was like, "Oh, it kills me. Like it's tough on me. Every time."
I can appreciate like it's tough on you, right? Like especially like as that. How do you feel like it affects him?
Oh right, yeah. He said to that. I asked him that. He said, he misses me. He's always missing me. But I feel like maybe he could have taken that a layer deeper.
Yeah, probably. Right, but it's like that's a deep enough problem to like if you do get pushback to have leverage.
Yeah, and that's what I feel like I'm not sure why I couldn't get him to crack open, because you'll see now in the solution awareness, it goes to time, I'm busy, and he was essentially saying, I tried the lottery ticket reframe, but I'll show you now quickly. Where is it?
Well, like when we do time, like the first thing we need to get at, like really when you're talking about like the lottery ticket, like most of the time I'm only going to use that if it's like, hey, I'm just not motivated to do it. Like not, oh, I don't have time. Like time is, well, why haven't you made the time then?
Okay, yeah.
Right, you know what I mean?
Comparative frame first, like I did the comparative frame, it didn't land, and then I went into the lottery ticket thing.
Okay. Well, let's listen. Let's listen.
Okay. Yeah, why not, man? I guess what do you feel like's prevented you, like over the years?
Being busy, because I also, I work
You know, when I'm home, I obviously work here. I've been babysitting yachts. I've been doing fire for the island, meaning it goes out to the island, comes through me somehow, some way in Florida, and I have to pack planes or pack boats. And again, it's, you know, balancing work with the freedom of time that I have with my child. I was dedicating all my time to my son. And now that I do have a little bit more time professionally dedicated towards something else, it's time to take those steps.
For sure, and I can understand where you're coming from, like in terms of like being busy with work and stuff. But do you
Okay,
mind,
like pause, like real quick, real easy path we could do is like how long has it been since he's had more time?
Okay.
Right, like first and foremost, I want to know that. Because if he's saying he's had more time for the past year, if we're just thinking about like, okay, how do I get to it like with the least resistance as possible, just attack the year. Right? Like, yeah, he probably has something that is still holding him back, like the larger picture. But if you're like able to condense the time frame and take away his excuse and still get to the belief, like you're still good. You know what I mean? Like getting him to admit he's been wasting the past year versus the past 5 years, it's still enough.
Yeah.
So when I hear something like that, it's like, oh, now I have the time. Okay, how long have you had the time to be able to do something? So what's prevented you in the past like year of like making that time and to get hands-on help so you could? And then I'm just right into it. So like in a case like that, I would want to clarify and just see if you can't sideswipe this altogether. Right? Again, like lowest necessary force. If I can sideswipe it rather than taking it head on, I still get there. Right?
Yeah.
Now, like, let's just say it's like, oh, like yesterday I just got the time. Okay, now I need to do it more head on. But it's like, I need to know that first.
Okay. That makes sense. I wouldn't have caught that. I'm glad you mentioned that. And then I just did the comparative frame. So I think I'm on line, right? So it's like, would you feel like allows them to still like make the time necessary to get to that point?
It's all perspective, and it's all perspective of how much time you think it's important that you're making with your family as opposed to you're making with work. So that is completely perspective for each person.
Yeah, right. Like it's like they prioritize it above, right? Like they actually put in the time, they make the time necessary. Like, would you agree?
For sure.
So then it's like, I guess, would you feel like it's more like internally, like prevented you from, you know, more making the time to get something started, man, like an online business and getting the help?
Just again, how busy I've been at work like over the years, and it's the first time it's really like scaled back, and I've had the time. And again, the changes that my son's going through, it's more important now than ever to start doing it. Because you know, if I don't start now, when am I ever going to start? So
and I get obviously you have been busy, man, but as well, it's almost like, for example, if you had like a winning lottery ticket, right, where you knew that if you were going to cash this in, like you knew you were going to win, right? And it's like no matter.
Okay, so it's like the point we need to make, man, is like, okay, so why is he here on the call?
To have more time.
Have more time, and what he's saying, like he's been holding him back, like his time. So I would just be a little bit more straightforward with this. Right. Well, it's like, well, hey, man, I can appreciate we had some time like freeing up here recently. Like, my concern is it in the realm of possibility that we go into another part of our life where we also are not going to have that time? Right. So how are we ever going to get to a point where we have more time from our own business if we don't make sure, no matter what the circumstances is, we make the time? How are we going to do that? Because like my concern is like you're telling me like, hey, you're busy, now you're free. But if you get busy again, like what's going to happen to this online business? Or it's going to go out the window, right? Because we're allowing the external to dictate what we do. Okay. So it's like, I don't know if the lottery ticket reframe really makes sense in this specific instance. Now, if you wanted to use an analogy, for example, you can use the analogy of just being a little bit more straightforward of, hey, man, I can appreciate like you're busy, but can I be super straightforward with you without you getting upset at me? Okay. Your situation does not change what needs to be done if you actually want more time to be there for your son. For example, if I'm talking to a single mom, she has 2 jobs, she has 3 kids. If she wants to lose 50 pounds, she still has to eat right. She still has to go to the gym. Her circumstances do not change what needs to be done. So be real with me. Despite all your external stuff, despite your situation, what's actually prevented you internally, no matter what was going on externally, from actually doing the things required so you can actually have the time you need? So right there, because like the reframe that you're going for, or the belief you're kind of attacking with this is like, hey man, if you truly believed you would do it, like you would find the time or different things along those lines. But he just keeps on saying like, hey, I don't have the time. Now I have the time. I believe I can do it. So it's not. It's not a belief thing. He's just comfortable. If we're understanding what the underlying belief is that's holding him back, he's comfortable like being a victim to his externals.
Yeah.
Being a victim to the time he has, his circumstances. That dictates his outcomes. That's the belief I need to attack. So really, a more straightforward one is like, hey, your circumstances don't change what needs to be done. Does that make sense?
That makes sense. Yeah, for sure. That makes sense that the lottery ticket is more for motivation if they say, oh, I lacked motivation.
Yeah. So it's like, so the problem is, it's not that you're not, like, the problem isn't, you going for it. So kudos, we're going for it. It's just like we didn't connect it to the right thing.
Right. Because this is what I was going to ask you on as well, is I like the how are you ever going to get the time? Because essentially, I got off the lottery ticket and he keeps saying that his son was the #1 priority. So any time outside of work, he put to that. But it's like, in my mind, it's like, why do you have more time with him,
Yeah, well, it's like, and I appreciate like he's the #1 priority, but what's going to get you more time over the long haul? You sacrificing a bit of time so you can make sure you have time for the rest of your guys' life, or are you going to get more time with them, like spending those few couple hours, right? And like never actually having the full time to do what you need to do. Like ultimately, what's actually going to give you more time? So it's like we both agree, like we want to get you to more time with your son. Like where we're having a disconnect right now is like you're saying like, hey, I'm willing to sacrifice my future time for a little bit of present time, which ultimately, if we're looking at this long term, I don't know if that's going to help you. So what's preventing you from actually making the time so you can have more time with them overall?
That's exactly what I needed, literally. Because that's what he says here. Like, exactly here. It's just like he was the #1 priority, all of that. And then from there, I just put like you didn't prioritize it pretty much, and he agreed because I was kind of lost, so I just put that on him.
Yeah.
And then this is where I go.
Like the issue is like the real issue is, and first of all, like how often do you run into something like this? Because
less now, less so.
Right. Like this one's interesting in terms of like just understanding like how he's connecting the dots. What he's saying is like, hey, I had like there's nothing I could do about the time I was spending with the work, and then I spent all the extra time like with my son, so it was time well spent.
Exactly. Yeah.
So it's like that's his view of the world. So if I don't shift that and I attach it, well, it wasn't a priority back then. Well, yeah, it wasn't a priority because I was spending it with my son. Well, what did you lose spending time with your son? Well, dude, nothing. You know what I mean? Like now I'm not connected to the right thing.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's like that's the issue there. It's like we didn't get the right nail. Like we're just hammering shit. Right. and then he's at the end and he's like, well, hey, bro, like, why are you telling me spending time with my kid is a bad thing? You know what I mean? Like, that's why I'm here.
Literally, that's what he says. Like when I asked the cost question, he's like, where is it? First he said, didn't understand the question. So he says,
don't look back like that. I don't regret anything I've done. I've been busy at work. I spent as much time with my son as possible.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right. So it's like he doesn't see anything that he's done like as a bad thing.
Yeah.
Right. So, but if you shift it to like what's important to him and shown like how his beliefs has actually not been aligned to what's actually most important to him, is like, yes, he might be spending a little bit more time in the short term, but over the long term, he's missing out on a lot of time.
Yeah.
Because of the choices he's making and the time he's allocating. You know what I mean? But I can't address that and get him to come to a cost unless I get that point across or get him to at least acknowledge that.
Yeah. If he thinks he's done good. Yeah.
Right. So it's like right there. Now he's like, now he has to feel like he defends like him spending time with his kid.
Yeah.
You get what I mean?
100%. That makes so much sense. Because I try to use for wanting to, because I'm pretty sure that's what you said for if they say they don't want to look at the past. I say, yeah, I know you can't change it, but if you're running to run as fast as possible, sometimes you got to take a look at it. And he just says, well, I'm not trying to run out of any situation. I'll show you here. So I'm pretty sure I should have challenged that.
Oh, I'm not trying to run out of any situation at all.
Well, it's like for you, like how much of a priority would you say it is now to like actually have that time? Yeah. So, and then it just got a bit.
Well, it's like, But if we're on the wrong problem,
Yeah.
or if we're on the wrong belief, causing him to get defensive, and he's like you're like basically in this situation, you're getting him to like try to defend like him spending time with his kid.
Right. Yeah.
Right? Like, is that being like a bad thing? Without really connecting the dots of why, like him not allocating the time the way that he should, like that is the problem.
Yeah.
Right? So it's like we didn't really connect the dots there. So then when you ask the consequence question of like, hey man, like what happens if you keep on like spending time with your kid when you have free time? You get what I mean? You see how it just doesn't connect?
Yeah. For sure. And and then do you think like now that it didn't connect and he didn't answer the cost question, I kind of lost frame. So
Yeah,
after
he's
the future pace-
defensive. Yeah.
Yeah. I noticed even after the future pace, like during the future pace, he was just giving me pretty shit answers as well. He was just like, yeah, it'd feel great. Like he almost was like had his guard up. And then the consequence man was just horrific. Like I
Yeah.
just yeah, so he didn't
because like here's the thing, man. Like if you're going into deep waters and like you don't like you don't quite know like okay what it is or where it's getting at. Like I would just say like in a position like this, it'd be better if you go like because he's saying like hey I have the time now. It's like okay so time's no longer an issue and just fucking move on. Right?
Yeah.
You would have had a better shot at it because like the issue is. Like with that one, it's like we just had the wrong belief. Okay. But if you do hear somebody saying like, hey, I had this thing, now it's different. First thing I ask, well, how long has it been different?
Yeah.
Okay. Because you can sideswipe it, then it's like, because that is a little bit more like trepid waters, right? You got to be very calibrated how you go ahead and you attack that belief.
Yeah. For sure.
Okay.
Yeah, that makes sense. And I think I really like what you said around the more time overall, because that was literally the belief. He thought he was doing good of spending all his outside time, but yeah, if I attacked that, would have had a better chance. But yeah, in general, for consequence, if people aren't buying in, it's mostly a upstream problem, right? Like what happened here. Yeah, cool. So it's not
like for this one, he got defensive after that, right? He's like, what the fuck is going on? And then at the end, shitty answers, and we just continue to get shitty answers, and then at the end he's not really there.
Yeah, makes sense. And final cue on this as well, like I got a good impact on it, like in the problem, but I still felt like it just felt weird to me, like he spent all this time away from his son, and only now wanting to actually like change. And the reason he was giving me was kind of like, my son's getting older, he's going through a difficult period in life, growing into a teenager. It just felt a bit like just a bit of a surface level answer. I feel like maybe I didn't even crack true real problem deep down.
Well, it's like if you feel like there's a bit of a disconnect there, it's like, well, like is them being a toddler, is that not important times too, or what was going on?
Yeah.
So be real with me, like what shifted more recently that had you want to put more focus on this?
Yeah, I feel like I did get a shift to it. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks so much.
But it's like part of the shift that he's telling you in this is like, hey, I have more time now.
Yeah.
Right. So it's like, we can suss that out.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Awesome. Super helpful, man. As always.
All right. Perfect, man. All right. Cool. Ryan, you there? You had your hand up. You dropped off. What's going on, dude? Maybe. All right. Okay, cool. If you pop up, we'll come back to you. All right, Nathan, how's it going, man?
It's going good, bro. How are you?
Yeah, not doing too bad. Getting ready for the big move to Vietnam later this month.
You're crazy for that, bro. Isn't there like a lot of ladyboys over there?
No, that's Thailand. Less ladyboys.
I'm about to get freaky with the ladyboys, bro.
Dude, less ladyboys. Yeah, dude, moving across the world, and you're talking about moving to Florida? Like,
yeah, bro. I mean, no, you're crazy. You're actually crazy moving to
bro, I don't even speak the goddamn language.
No, straight up, that's crazy. Yeah, we could probably. I don't know how you're gonna do that, but that's on you, bro.
My wife will be my translator. It's fine.
No, you're chilling, man. But Yeah, I mean, like, I was really just gonna ask about kind of what the like Nicholas was kind of talking about, like in kind of like solution awareness, like dealing with that. Because I had someone today. Maybe it was because also they didn't really speak very good English. They were from Germany, speaking English, but she's originally from Spain, so it was like kind of hard getting some things out of her. Um, it was just like money fear because like she had the finance like 3,800 in euros, but she was like trying to be like really risk adverse. And like we talked about it in like discovery.
Yeah.
But like it just didn't seem like anything was really like kind of clicking. And like I just kind of want to make sure like in discovery, like how do I actually like tie off the bow on stuff where it's like regarding like maybe the mindset around money or like really just tying off any sort of belief.
Okay. When it comes to tying off a belief, especially in discovery, pre-handling it,
Yeah.
typically it's through consequence. Adding cost, it's no longer like, this isn't benefit. Like you tie off cost, then you go into like, hey, is this belief worth keeping moving forward? No. Why isn't it? And then at least consequence. Okay. That's
Because like
gonna
what
be the
happens
most
if you do?
straightforward. Yeah. What happens if you hold on to this belief for the rest of your life? Like, what's gonna happen then?
Okay. So it's like
Generally speaking, I'm gonna go into identity.
Yeah.
And then really hammer it home, right? To even like make a more emphasis, like even a bigger bow, right? But like, let's say we don't go into it, just cost, is it worth keeping? No, why not? What if you hold on to it? Consequence. And really when you talk about that consequence is very important. So sometimes you ask it once, sometimes you have to ask it twice. What you're looking for in consequence is an actual contemplation of it. It should not be a knee-jerk reaction answer. So if I ask you a consequence question and you're really quick with it, even if it sounds good on paper, like I'm going to have to slow you down and re-ask it. So that's really what you're looking for there. Like somebody has to contemplate the cost of inaction. So like don't be looking for a specific answer, just be looking for like an emotion and contemplation. If you get those two things, you most likely hit the nail.
Okay. Because like let's say like would you want to role play really quick? Like me, I was gonna spit out like some random like I don't know, limiting belief. Yeah, like you asked me like, okay, why haven't I tried anything in the past? Oh, it's like I'm like really risk adverse. Let's just say that.
Okay. When you say like risk averse, like what do you mean?
Like if I don't have like a lot of money coming in, because like right now I don't have like a job, right? And so like I don't want to make sure like I'm not wasting all my money and maybe not getting a return. Like I want to just
like, and I can definitely appreciate like, hey, we don't want to waste all our money. But when it comes to us like being like the entrepreneur, like we truly want to be, do you feel like it actually requires risk?
Yeah, it does.
Right. Like, why would you say it does so?
Because like, I mean, starting a business, it's like inherently risky.
Yeah. So then for you, like you being risk adverse, like do you feel like that belief or even identifying with that belief that actually helps you if you want to like step into being that entrepreneur?
Well, probably not.
Well, why not?
Well, because like if I want to be an entrepreneur and like being an entrepreneur is risky, then being risk adverse just isn't the right idea. But I guess when it comes down to
hold on for that, man, because like what do you feel like has held you back over the past 2 years we've been looking to start a business of like really letting go of that like fear of risk if we know it just doesn't help us?
Like what has been holding me back from doing it?
Yeah.
I think what's holding me back is just like the idea of like it doesn't work out because like I don't have like a stable income just yet.
Yeah.
And it's like if I risk this little money, then
it's the fear of the unknown.
Yeah.
But are you ever going to be able to predict the future?
Never.
Right. So can you see how us just being scared of the unknown, fear of the unknown, when we're never going to know what happens in the future, can you see how holding on to that has kind of led us to being where we're at right now? Are you okay with me saying that?
Yeah. No, I guess I see what you mean. Yeah.
So if you had to attach a cost to it, just more of the fear of the unknown, fear of like actually taking that risk, over the past few years that we've been looking to become an entrepreneur, like not taking the risk, what do you feel like that's cost us over the past 2 years?
I mean, it's like 24 months. If like I've been trying to make like 10K a month, then I mean, shoot, that's like, yeah, like 240 grand.
240,000?
Yeah, just not taking action. Yeah.
Okay. So if we really want to step into being that entrepreneur, do you feel like that belief of fear of taking risk, fear of the unknown, do you feel like that's worth keeping moving forward if we actually want to change?
No,
Well, why not?
because if I want to change and, you know, get out of my situation, like I have to do different things.
Yeah. But the hard question we have to ask ourselves, because we have been holding on to it.
Yeah.
Like, what happens if you continue to hold on to it for the rest of your life?
Then I'll just stay the same as I have been and never actually like make 10K per month.
Well, it's like some people are totally fine, like with things being the status quo. But like for you, be real with me. Like, what happens if 6 months from now, a year from now, like what are the day-to-day ramifications of you just staying the same and not letting go of this fear?
Yeah, it'd be like depressing, man. Like if I just stayed that way.
In what way?
Because like right now, like I'm dealing with all this garbage, but like if I just stayed that way for the next 5 years, like I feel like it would just start compounding.
Yeah. Well, are you willing to allow it to compound? Because ultimately, like it is a choice.
You're right. No, I'm not allowed. I don't want it to like compound.
Let me move on.
Maybe I'm like too easy or something because like I get it, but like no, you're right. That's like the right. I should have gone down something like that.
Yeah. Well, where are you having the disconnect?
I think it's just like because like for example, she said something like fear of like so like yeah, risk adverse. And then she started talking about how she like doesn't have a basically like tangents
Mhm.
and stuff like that. Maybe that's like what detracts me a little.
Yeah, yeah. So if they're going on tangents, it's good to like cut them off. But like specifically for what you do, right?
Yeah.
Like you help people start businesses. Okay. Just more likely than not, people understand if I'm going to start a business, I need to take risk.
Right.
They understand that. So it's like I can just feed that back to them. I can show them that they already believe their internal beliefs are not going to help them.
Mhm.
Just asking the question. Well, it's like, okay, when you're talking about like fear of taking the risk, like if you want to become that entrepreneur, if you want to have that business, you feel like it requires risk,
Right.
right? So
But
does
then
that
it
help you?
like in my mind, maybe this is a limiting belief, but it's like they want to have like less risk. So it's like they want to save up more money to get there. And I don't believe that's the right kind of method, but like I see why they might think that. It's
Yeah.
kind of like the fat person trying to get a six pack before they go to the gym.
Yeah.
kind
So
of
if they say
mentality.
something like, hey, I need to save up the money, then like that's when we need to go into like resources versus resourcefulness.
Okay. Okay. That actually clears it up a little bit. So if it's like anything regarding money, it's just like
Yeah.
diving into like the resources. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's like, so for example, like especially when you're dealing with people who are like coming to you to make more money, I'd always put the frame of like, hey, I can appreciate like, hey, we want to go ahead and invest in this once we're like saving up and make more money. But that's like you coming to me saying, hey, once I'm healthy, right? If I'm sick, once I'm healthy, then I'll go to the hospital. Like that's why you're here, because you need to make more money. Okay.
Right.
So, and it's like, and
What's a good reframe regarding money? Like I get the sick part, and I usually say like the gym one, but is there like one that's like if you're a millionaire, I don't know, like something like that?
I don't think you need to like expressly say like it, like all it needs to do is like portray that it makes sense, right? Like their problem is they don't have money, and they're telling you once I have money, then I'll invest myself to make money. That doesn't
Yeah,
make
it's
any
retarded.
sense, right? Like
Yeah.
so I'm sick right now. Once I'm healthy, then I'll go to the hospital to get healthy. You see it like that line of logic doesn't make sense. So expressing it in a way that's a little bit easier to understand, that's the point you're getting across there. Because like, yeah, when you do talk to it about money, it does like make it a little bit wonky, right? So that's why
Okay.
you take it into an area that's like, it's much more straightforward, like the gym or the hospital.
I see. Okay. That makes a lot
Right.
more
So
sense.
you just make it easier to understand. And why you use analogies is because if you do use analogies and they buy into the analogies, like, hey, I'm sick right now. when I'm healthy, then I'll go to the hospital. If they agree with that point makes no sense, they're more likely to agree with the overarching point that you're making. Right? So it's an easy shortcut to make.
Okay. So then, like anything, just like regarding money, like resourcefulness, like the cost of whatever belief that they have, is it worth keeping? Consequence. Okay. And then, because like recently, like the main part that I'm just like having trouble would be like money logistics, like at the end, where it's like I handle like a lot of beliefs during the call, and then at the end it's just like, yeah, like I want to get this done, but you know I don't have the full amount. Like for example, yesterday I had one girl, she had to like deposit, or yeah, she had to go deposit some money to the bank, whatever. She literally texted me, she got her freaking like rear-ended while she was there. Which is hard to believe. Like, I don't know if that's even, it's crazy. But I'm still like keeping in touch with her. Another person, like she has to use her husband's credit card, and like it kept declining, and like she didn't want her husband to see it, which was like some low-key like messed up stuff. But like I wasn't complaining. It's like stuff like that. Like, is there anything I can do about that, or is it just kind of
like money logistical is the one thing that you legitimately cannot overcome. You can't will somebody and mindset reframe them into having money in their bank account.
But like, I'm
what
just thinking,
what you
like,
can do is hold them accountable and like make sure they all have a plan and that they're actually taking action.
Yeah.
Okay. Outside of that, there's really nothing you can do. All you're really doing at that point, like you've done your job up until that point, is just removing any obstacles and giving them options and game plans. You're just giving leadership at that point. You're just basically helping them will this to existence. So, for example, like, hey, they don't have the money, they don't have the credit. Well, do you know anybody who has the credit? Do you know anyone who has money? Is there a way we can get the money together? Can we sell something? Can we do something? It's like you're the person that's just in their corner. It's like, hey, what can we do? Right? Let's make a deal, bro. Let's make a deal. Because like up until this point, like you did a good job. Like they're bought in, they're sold. They just have no money, bro. Right? So there's nothing you can do to will them to have money. But what you can do is make sure you create a game plan. So either they can find the money, or when they get the money, you're the first person they talk to get them on board and they can actually change.
Yeah. Because like I just don't want myself to like to give myself like a like an out. Like, oh, like people just don't like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, you want to make sure you explore it, and it's like it genuinely is like money, right? If they're like, hey, I can show you my bank account, and you're like, all right, fair enough, you got $2 in there. You know what I mean? Like, what can you do at that point?
Right. Yeah.
Right. There's no magic word track that's going to change $2 in their bank account to now 3, and they can just fucking run it.
Right.
But you can create a game plan and make sure you stay on top of them. That's why like having a system, a process for follow-up is key. So that way you have like just a thick pipeline of like 100+ people, like if you're doing over a long enough period of time, that are just finding the money. And it's like, will everyone find the money? It's like, no, dude. Like some people are in situations, and as soon as they're off the call with you, like they just go back to the situation. Nothing ever changes. Like that is what it is. But you'll get like 20% of those people to find the money, 30% of those people to find the money, and then they'll start coming in, like if you have a big enough pipeline, like every single week.
Yeah.
Right? Like 1-2 people finding the money. And it's just about making sure you keep on top of them. Right? That's like, I'm old school. Like the one I set in there in terms of like just having the Google Sheets, that's how I tracked it.
I'm going to do the same thing. Yeah.
Or you can do it. You can also do it in Close as well. If you want me, I can show you how to do that.
Okay. Yeah,
but there's different ways you can do it. If you really wanted to, if you really want to stay on top of it, you hire a VA to make sure they're doing something like every week and reaching out to people, different things along those lines. You pay them like $1,000 a month. They're probably good for a couple deals. So there's different things we can take a look at it. At that point, it's less about like, hey, you've done your job, and to this point, they're sold. Okay. And and like, let's say you run through everything, there's no way. Now it's just systems to make sure that that person doesn't fall through the cracks and they still become a sale, not right now, but maybe a month from now.
Right. Okay. Yeah. I think then that's really it. Like the money fear thing, like today, like the call I just had, I mean, I could probably done better in discovery, but it's like the language barrier, like that was so hard to deal with. I'm not gonna lie. But
you just gotta speak slow.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's really it though. Yeah. Appreciate it. You're the best, man.
Yeah, absolutely, bro. All right. Let me know if you have any questions on that. All right, Moses, you there? Moses? No.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. What are you doing over there, dude? You in your PJs?
I'm making pancakes actually.
What the fuck?
Yeah. But yeah,
Pancakes, dude.
they're healthy ones. All right, they're not bad. They're made with all natural ingredients, so they're good. All right, but what's it called? They're protein style, but pretty much. What is it? I have a call that I want to go over. I feel like it was going well. I feel like I built the good enough authority to recommend the supplements, but it's like I don't know, like it was objections that I was kind of struggling with. Here, I sent it on the call reviews. Here, it should be
raw testicles.
What?
All right. First of all, don't do that.
What's that?
Nothing. Just people in the chat.
Raw testicles. That's funny.
Yeah.
All right.
The problem is, like, animals store a lot of toxins in their organs, just so you guys know. So you got to be careful. Not overdo it. But that's besides the point. That's a topic for another day. Okay, cool. So do you have the call?
Yeah, it's in the call reviews on the Slack. Give me a sec.
Okay.
I don't think
is it the one that you posted like yesterday?
Yeah, I don't think the AI got around to, or does the AI automatically get it, or is that like?
So no. And anyone have like any questions how to use the AI? If like I can run you through exactly how you would do it like right now.
Yeah, we could do that.
Okay, cool. Little tutorial for everyone as well. Okay, so what you need to go ahead and do. So first and foremost, like right now, you have to get the transcript. Okay. So I'm paying a developer to make it to where you guys don't have to do that. But until then, you guys have to get the transcript. I know. It's terrible. You got to get the transcript of your sales calls. So a really easy way you can do this is there's a few AIs that you can use. The easiest one to use that I found is assembly.ai or assemblyai.com. Let me actually see exactly what it is. Okay. This one here. Yeah, assemblyai.com. Okay. And then let me download this call, and we'll also sit here and break it down too. But I'll just show you. So then from here, you want to transcript new file. Okay. Upload audio. Okay. Click here to browse. Fuck, where are you at? Don't know where my downloads are. Okay, here we go. I mean, this should work. If this doesn't work, then I'll have to find a workaround for it. But basically, you just get the transcript for this. File not supported. Fuck me. Well, you get the transcript for it, and then you place it in the AI. Right? So it's like you have like the one in Slack is not the AI or the AI breakdown. So if you go into the questions and you go into bookmark, there's the actual call review one where you upload the transcript here. Okay. I don't know why this file's not supported. I'll figure out why. Maybe if I change the file. I have no clue. Oh, wow. It says it's a music file. It's a music document. Why is it a music document? Apple's weird sometimes. But that's how you go ahead and you do it. Any questions on that? All right. And if you use a note taker, it already gives you a breakdown. I do feel like here as well, like in Slack, it does also generate a transcript as well. That actually might be easier. And
I
it's
didn't know
free.
that.
Right. So it looks like it's processing transcript. So you'll have a transcript from this one. Right. Actually, you posted 2 on Tuesday. Which one do you want to take a look at?
Let's do the second one. That one. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Let's go near like the 15-minute mark.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then for everyone, what exactly do you sell?
I sell supplements and coaching for gut health and
Okay,
weight loss.
cool. All right, perfect. Make sure I'm sharing sound.
It's going to allow the master probiotic Akkermansia to help support removing the toxicity in the body, as well as supporting the mineral deficiencies as well. So that way, not only would you be feeling a lot lighter and more energetic, but also set. And then we need to focus on restoring and then sustaining everything. So as we know from Dr. Sam, it's not that it's really that difficult. It's just a matter of combining the right foods at the right times, and especially in the right amounts. Because combining the right foods allows the gut lining to fully restore, which also allows your metabolism to start moving again much quicker. And also it allows you not to have to worry about this so much in the long term. Make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't say so much that this is on your own with just a balanced diet and a healthy lifestyle. Okay?
Okay.
So it's not really, the plan here isn't really to like come in and change your schedule and make things difficult. Basically, it's more for you though, because of the consistency and taking the supplements.
Hello? If you can hear me, you're going in and out and I'm not really hearing you right now.
Yeah, your audio is a little up and down. Do you hear it?
Yeah, I don't know why that was happening. I thought my connection was good, so.
Yeah, and it's like the issue is if your audio is a little bit up and down and you're really trying to portray the value, it's like, do you go back and you re-explain it?
I think I do. I don't remember though.
Okay.
Hello?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Well, yeah, you're kind of fading in and out.
But within that 12 months, I would suggest a 6-month reset. And
It doesn't seem like we went back and re-explained it.
Ah.
Right? And it's like, then she's like, well, like half of what you said, even though like it was probably good shit, you're probably spitting hot fire. You know what I mean? Then she's like, you know what I mean? Then she's like, oh, like, well, like you, like it's not really going to connect the right way.
Yeah.
Okay. But look at this transcript here. All you do, it's going to be audio generated, so it's not always going to be the best, but you know, just go ahead and put it in here, put it in the call transcript. Let's say Moses. What was the prospect's name?
I just gave her an old lady name, Margaret.
I'm going to say her name's Joan. Fitness. Joan is also an old lady name.
That's true.
Okay. And then from here. Okay. So then I uploaded that. So I'll shoot it out.
Rebuild. And then a 4-month reset and rebuild. So the 6-month is.
Yeah, dude. Like your audio is like so in and out. And like while you're explaining really key information.
Damn. Okay. So it's just my audio, man. Shit, I could have closed that one then. Shit.
Yeah, dude. Like you're like right, like, and this is like the most crucial part of the conversation you need to have.
Yeah.
Like, and the audio is just in and out.
Yeah.
Kind of a slow and steady pace. You'll have that one-on-one coach for 6 months.
Yeah, bro.
And it's a little more common for people who don't plan on being as consistent. They usually like to go with a slow and steady 6-month pace.
And then you come back, now you're stronger.
Because with the consistency and taking the supplements every day.
Oh, man. It's bad.
A direct approach of 4 months. So that way we can see the results happen faster and you can be on your way learning as much as possible.
So it's like, first things first, you need to understand like why this is happening.
Yeah. I think that's been happening a lot on my calls recently because I've had people saying that my audio is going in and out. That's been happening a lot too.
Is it your internet?
I don't think so. I mean, I have pretty good internet. It's never really I don't really have a problem with that, but I don't know. I don't think it's my mic either because
it's got to be fucking something, dude.
Maybe my computer just has too many tabs open or something. I don't know.
Like maybe, right? Like I had to get a new computer because my other computer was just running so slow. So it's like, yeah, it's something that again, because like, yeah, we can talk about like, hey, like really drilling down this and this and that, but it's like, dude, she can't even fucking hear you. Like, what's it all for?
Yeah, that's true.
So it's like, really over the weekend, we just need to find out like what's causing this audio thing.
Yeah.
Right. And if you need to get an Ethernet cable, right, and connect it to like your fucking Wi-Fi router.
Yeah, I need to do that.
Right. I tried to do that here for my Miami Wi-Fi. It did not help, by the way, guys.
I've tried that. Still, it's like nothing I could do. But yeah, like that's a big key thing right there.
Can we go over the other one, or would that be too much on your time?
Well, it's like what do we want to take a look at this one?
Right, I didn't hear
The 11-minute mark on the other call.
the probiotics, like it comes back.
This one?
Yeah.
No,
And that's,
we were
because
just
it's
on
pretty
that one,
common
right?
No, we're at this one.
Oh, really?
Yeah, this one's 21. This one's like 25 or 34.
Okay. I think. Okay, try that one.
happens because a lot of times we find is that, as you saw in Dr. Sam's video, a lot of times other things that we could try, like fiber probiotics, they tend to just really have more energy, be able to regulate our bowels, and also just be able to not have to rely on probiotics as well. Is that right? Okay.
I just want something. If there's an issue, I want to fix it at the core level. So thought I'd give it a try. I did it. There's a
Now she's saying that, like, dude, she's bought into the propaganda. So up until this point, good job. Well, hey, I want to fix it at the root level. Good.
if there's a problem with my gut, I would like to fix it at the core level instead of just treating the symptom. So I thought I'd give Emma a try.
Yeah, of course, and definitely like we appreciate you for trying the Emma as well, and I'm very confident that it will help. And part of the reason why we have such a high success rate as well here is because of the reason that we reach out, we're actually able to make sure that you have everything that you need, so you could get the absolute most out of the Emma that you are taking. So what I like to do is I like to just make sure that you have everything that you need. Good thing is you don't need to write any of this down, Emma, especially now that I understand your symptoms a little better. The nice thing is, you know, since I am on the phone with you right here, I'm actually going to make sure that I can not only send you everything that you need so that you have that information of how you can get the best support, but also, you know, you can actually qualify for that membership discount since, you know, I see that you already purchased something and I could go ahead and apply that for you. Okay?
A membership discount?
Correct. Everyone who comes in on board with Emma is considered a member.
Okay. So you said you're going to email all of this to me as well?
Yeah, I'm actually walking through everything that you'll need with your whole protocol. So bioturmeric elite,
so
as well as our metabolic energizer.
I appreciate what you're doing, but right now I don't have the time to do this. If you're going to email me, I will look over the email. But once again, I am not in a financial position to be able to buy anything else than what I've already purchased. So I don't want to waste your time.
You're not wasting my time.
I really have to go.
Yeah, don't ever say you're wasting my time, Ellie. Come on. You're not wasting anyone's time. I mean, I had fun. Did you have fun? Did you like this conversation?
But yeah, I gotta go. Like I just.
That's good. It's playful. Now with this, right? It's like if she is running into time, and then she's also like, oh, like, you know, I don't have the money. Like, there's just so much to go on right then. So it'd probably be best if she's like, well, first of all, I'd want to explore. Okay, when you say you don't have time, like what's going on, just to see, you know, how I can help, or maybe we can schedule another time. I'd want to understand like what's behind the I don't have time. If she's like, oh, well, like I have to pick up my kids right now, it's like, okay, you're gonna have a hard time keeping her on the phone and like, you know, she's leaving her kids just to be like wandering. You get what I mean? So first and foremost, they need to know like what's underneath that to see if it's something I can actually, you know, overcome, right? Because like at this point, it's like, how close are you to making the sale? Do you feel?
I just needed her credit card information, and I was gonna get the supplements going, like sample.
But she also has like the money thing.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, so it's like there's probably gonna be at least a good chunk of conversation. So I just need to feel that out, because it's like if there's really not much there, or because like you are outbounding these people too, like they didn't book in a time.
Yeah.
So if they do say they like, you know, I have a time restraint, like I'm more likely to believe them because you're catching them in the middle of the day. So I'm just gonna want to feel that a little bit. And if it's something you feel like you can push through, just push through it. Right?
Yeah.
It's like it's gonna be hard if you don't know what it is. And then from the money, we just need to go to the money. It's like, okay, well, I guess like money aside, but you want to do the whole protocol and just go right into it.
I think I didn't even mention what the price was, though. That's why it didn't make sense to do that, you know?
Well, it's like she's saying, I can't afford to do anything else.
Yeah. That usually tends to happen too. And it's like, I just don't believe, I don't believe them when they say that, because I always think.
Yeah, and you shouldn't, right? I'm not saying you should, but I'm saying that is still a money objection. It's like, hey, and we can figure out the money. The money is actually the easy part. But if you just put money aside, is this something you'd actually want to do to like actually solve the whole problem rather than just like one piece of the puzzle?
Yeah.
Yes, why? At least like now I have the leverage. I can make an argument. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I'm not saying, hey, believe her. Like, no, handle her concern.
Okay, I got you, man. Yeah.
Right? Because if we just like continue to bulldoze it, it's like now you're not listening to her.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I just watched a video that was like a 45-minute video, and I have things I have to do today. I gotta get to it.
Okay.
And I gotta make sure that they don't send me the 6 bottles. I need only 2.
Yeah, and I'm gonna make
only
sure,
the 3 bottles.
I actually want to make sure
So
that they actually do see that as well. Like I said, that's what my job is to do. Really, I'm actually just making sure that you have everything that you need for this 3 months, so that way you can get the absolute best of the ammo that you've already ordered. That's mainly our focus.
okay, so if it's knowledge that you want to tell me, I'll read your email.
You see, like, because you're like bulldozing through.
Yeah.
Like now she's being like more and more stern.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So it's like we have the time, we have the money. It's like, oh yeah, no, I do apologize. In terms of like time, like what's going on? Now she said I have things to do today. That's kind of vague. I assume you can push her on time if she says something like vague like that. I had things to
Oh.
do today. It's like, oh, okay, yeah. And it's like, and generally these conversations are like that. They only go a couple minutes longer. Just to make sure you have everything you need. I know you said, okay, maybe you can't afford anything more. And there's definitely ways, like, again, we can make sure we help with that. I guess if you did just put money aside though for a second, right? Because we can figure that part out. Is this something you want to do, like the actual whole protocol, rather than just having one piece of the puzzle? Right now I have leverage. At least now I have something to go off of. Does it make sense? Maybe.
Oh, my bad. I was muted. Yeah. I was talking and I was like, what the? Yeah. But yeah, because it makes sense. Like money aside, like, or would you actually be open to, solving the root cause and doing the full protocol? And then, yeah.
Yeah. At least now you have leverage. Like at this point, like we don't have it.
Yeah. No,
Like
that's
we need
true.
some leverage. How do we keep her on the
Yeah.
phone?
I'm just trying to
we
like
need to handle
force her.
concern.
Yeah. I was just trying to force her on the phone. Like, because I was like, if she hangs up, like, that's it. So I'm just like trying to keep her on.
Say, listen here, motherfucker. You're gonna buy
Yeah.
anything I try to sell you. Right. So it's like, yeah, just bulldozing her. Like it's caused her to get defensive, especially at the end.
All
right.
Yeah.
So right.
It's because another thing too is like that I kind of would struggle with is like I don't know how to like let's just say I'm like in the middle of the call and they have to leave in the middle of the call. I usually don't want to let them go because I'm like I don't know how to like rebuild the value and bring back the emotions again, so that way they can make the same action on the call, because I can't just call them back and start handling objections. You know what I mean?
Well, you just call them up. Like you call them back up. You recap. All right. And then you go ahead and go for it again.
Just like that?
Yeah.
Oh. And then you could just go into handling objections and it wouldn't be weird?
No, dude.
Okay.
Like they already told you like they needed it or whatever it is, or they would do it.
Okay. I always thought that was like a thing that I had to rebuild the emotions again. And then it's like, oh shit,
Now it's like at that point, once the cat's out of the bag, that it's like, hey, it's whatever amount. Like, yeah, maybe you need to go back into their why to make sure you have the leverage to handle the objection, but it's gonna be hard to like just dive right back into discovery and do all that. Like they already know what the price is. They already know you're selling them something.
Yeah. Yeah, true.
Okay. I also uploaded what the AI scored you for that call too.
Okay.
Cool.
On the Slack, right?
Yep. So it's under that call.
Okay, cool.
All right, perfect, man. So I'll give you some breakdowns, stuff like that. Now, just understand, it's trained on everything to do with like me, my methodology, everything along those lines, and your methodology is going to be slightly different because it's like more the straight line.
Yeah.
So, like maybe some of the stuff isn't going to be applicable, but it's going to be good advice.
Okay, for sure.
Cool. You can upload as many of those fucking call reviews into that thing as you want.
Okay, for sure. Sounds good.
All right, cool. Perfect, man. All right, Satya, how's it going, bro?
Not too bad, man. When's the move to Vietnam?
I'm flying there the 20th.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
How is it going to work time zone?
27 hours. So I'm going to work from 3 p.m. to 3 a.m. every day.
Is it 12-hour difference?
It's like 13 hour.
Okay.
Yeah. So
that'll be interesting.
Yeah. So I'm not gonna have any of more of like the late day or late Eastern time, like one-on-one sessions, but I'll open up like earlier sessions.
Okay, got it. That makes sense. Okay, cool.
Well,
I wanted to I didn't even want to go over like that much. I just want to go over the beginning part of this call when it's just like I can really get like the Fathom was in later.
Yeah.
So you kind of miss like the opening, but just
Okay.
like getting to like the problem fast, and I want to see like just like of course like thoughts on like that whole thing. I've been liking getting a little bit more clarity on like the overarching goal before kind of getting into like situation and problem. Like I've been staying in the like, oh, what are you like hoping to gain or whatever, like just like staying a little bit at the end of connection for like a little longer.
Yeah.
Why is it not loading? Just taking
Dive
so
in,
long.
dude.
Okay, there we go. Let me share my screen.
Yep. Just for everyone, what exactly do you sell?
It's
This is
real
the
estate.
real estate, right? Are you staying on that offer?
I don't know if you can see the top bars.
Oh, you froze. Are you staying on that offer?
I don't know if you can see the top bars here, but
Nathan, can you connect him with that other offer that you had that was like in the real estate niche that you ended up not taking?
Yeah, it was sober living. So I'll shoot you the info.
Dude, you got to put a fucking shirt on, man.
I was gonna say.
Oh, my bad, dude. Get us some cardio in. Can't be a
It's
fat
alright.
fuck.
There's only men in here anyway, so it's
Of
okay.
course, bro.
Dudes. Just dudes being
Dudes and
shirtless.
There's
testosterone.
fucking testicles out here, man. Of course.
Yeah, see if you can't connect them because I know they're hiring. Or you can, tell them all the stuff you did to so many offers in a short period of time, right?
That's
So,
cool.
yeah.
Yeah, I'll connect. I'll send Satya. I'll send it to you.
Okay. Cool.
It's a good offer, right? It's a good
Okay,
offer.
cool. Yeah, I'm literally I'm moving to Austin middle of November. So I'm kind of like, holy fucking shit, like this really needs to be sorted out.
Yeah,
dude.
No, I got you.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
So, all right.
So you need business entities. Obviously, you need a right loan, and also the properties. Obviously, right?
Right. So really, you don't know where to start.
Well, I do know where to start, but I know this kind of takes some doing. It takes the right decisions, right? I've had properties before. I've lost them, and then I've realized I've had them under my control in the wrong way, So now that I've learned, okay, there's different ways to go about it because of the different reasons. Okay, now I'm more aware of that, and so, but like I said, it's a matter of I have a bunch of information just kind of hovering over me, and I'm trying to decide how to put it down and start with it.
Okay. And what is it that you're hoping to gain from real estate?
From real estate, it's a financial stability, really. I mean, because the more properties you have, the more income you have flowing in. Obviously, you got more money in your pocket. Obviously, you got to consider the taxes too. So it's not you're not going to pocket everything, right? So
right. So that financial stability.
Right. More and more, yeah.
Right. So I talked to a good amount of people, Walter. Everyone has, excuse me, a different view on financial stability. So when you say financial stability, like what does that actually look like?
It's having enough money. It's having enough money to cover what you need. Instead of having to think of working more overtime to make that extra money.
Okay. So when you say having enough money, like how much actually?
So it's like pause. Typically, what's the framing of this call?
In terms of
like what do they see? What's kind of the promises? What are the outcomes?
Right. So that's actually a great question because as I was like thinking about this call, I didn't even ask like, hey, like what did you see that made you go ahead booking the call?
Yeah, well, it's like part of it. If we understand like how they're framing the call, and like what people are opted into, we probably have a good inkling to more direct this conversation.
Yeah.
Because right there, he's saying like, well, an extra like 3, 4, 5K a month, like passively. Okay, it's like that's not a bad goal, right? But if I can get him to admit he'd want to go into real estate full time, that's a better goal.
Yeah. Okay, so
if that's something that is like talked about, becoming like say for example, like a full-time investor, if that's something that's being talked about, I'm gonna ask that probably in my connecting questions of like, okay, like what made you want to go and book in a call? And then you get all the stuff, like looking at Star had properties before. It's okay, and if you could, because everyone's a little bit different, if you could like become an investor like full-time, is this something you want to do full-time? So what's coming up for you right now that even have you looking into becoming an investor full-time? And then boom, right on the problem.
And from there getting into problem.
Right? There's nowhere for him to go. So part of that is just understanding exactly how this call is framed
Yeah.
What are some
It
of
was
the
like
promises? What are the outcomes people are looking to typically get?
it's like the booking like on the calendar, it says like done for you, like real estate kind of thing. But yeah, no, that was I was
Yeah, but like,
wondering what question I forgot to
but the
ask.
calendar is like that. You're just seeing what the meeting is called,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? There's so many things that go into a meeting being booked. Like, what did they see? What does the VSL
Hold
look
on.
like?
I'm gonna message him right. Actually, I'm gonna pull it up. I'm not gonna completely message, but okay, cool. Yeah. That makes sense. Cause like towards the like towards middle end of the call, he was like now the verbiage is different from what you guys are
Yeah.
saying.
Yeah.
He didn't it was she was like, I don't know you, I don't trust you, like blah blah blah, like
Yeah, and it's like so then, right? Like, okay, that's more of a problem of we're not speaking the language that he opted into.
yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like
Yeah.
like any new offer you're on. This goes for anybody. Any new offer you're on, you at least need to know what people are opting into.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's like, what does a VSL look like? Like, what do they talk
Mhm.
about? Like, I need to know all these things
Yeah.
because, like, I need to know what causes people to go ahead and book in.
Mm. Okay. Got it. That makes sense.
Because if you're talking to somebody, it's like, hey, like the main outcome he talks about is like, hey, becoming a full-time investor, then I'm gonna talk about that. But if they just talk about, hey, keeping your job, but you get an extra $5K a month to go do fun shit, I'm gonna talk about that. Like it just depends on what the outcomes, what the promise is, what the transformation, like what do they talk about? Because the person that you sell for is a full-time, like he's like a real estate mogul guy, right? Like that's what he
Yeah.
does. You know what I mean? So like, does he talk about getting to his level, or does he just talk about getting your first property?
Mm. Hmm. Yeah,
Like, just
there's a
depending on how it's structured, it's just wildly different.
okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I literally just shot a message about getting clear on that. That was something I wanted to ask in the morning meeting this morning. Fucking hate morning meetings. But I just forgot to. So, okay, that's helpful. But okay.
So,
From here, like I got like financial stability and like could I have just gone into like situation instead of like doing more of like, oh, when you say having enough money, like you'll see.
okay. So when you say having enough money, like how much actually is that?
Well, an extra 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 a month wouldn't hurt, you know?
Okay, so about like 5,000 passively through real estate.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Just something comfortable. I mean, I don't want to live like a filthy.
That's like, well, no extra money. I'm sure is gonna hurt you, man. Right?
Yeah.
So it's like, so be real, man. Like, what are you actually looking to get out of it? Like, that's not a real answer.
Yeah. Okay.
You know what I
Got
mean?
it. Yeah.
It's like, oh, an extra 5,000 in my bank account wouldn't hurt. Like, who the fuck would that hurt? Like
Yeah.
maybe a drug addict. You know what I mean? But it's like, like, what are we talking about right now?
Yeah. So
Like, you
you're,
see,
you're
like at that point, like we're not having a real conversation.
okay. So then from here, it's like, well, yeah, of course, like people typically come to us to make more money, not less. Like what's like the actual goal? Is that like something I would say?
Yeah, like so how much would you need to be making in real estate to get you financial freedom?
Okay.
Right? If that's what he's looking to get to.
Yeah. Okay.
Now,
Got it.
generally speaking, like first of all, we need to understand what the messaging is. Because that's gonna help us craft the connecting better. So then we actually understand what a good answer is and what a good answer is.
Okay.
Because if
Got
the
it.
promise is like, hey, getting to be full time, and then people are coming in and just like treating it like a side hustle, like you want to move those people to full time guys. Get them to admit they want to do this full time.
Yeah. And then for the guys that are already in real estate, it's more about like what problem they're
Then it's an
facing and
improvement.
expanding.
Yeah. So it's so that's a different like that one is probably easier to have direction on. Harder
Yeah.
to actually widen the gap.
Okay.
Okay. So with those people, easier to get direction on because they're just like, well, I want help with this. What are you running into that makes you feel like you need help with that? This is happening.
Okay.
Cool.
Do you
sweet.
have I know there's a lot of stuff in the school for the biz op. Like how much stuff is there for like improvement? type of offers.
There's an improvement one there too.
Okay, cool. I'll have to
So
take a look at that.
if you scroll to the bottom, it's like what you can take a look at. Probably what's going to be for an offer like this, probably the closest one that's going to be is let me pull it up here. Is going to be the done with you marketing.
Okay, done with you marketing.
Closest one, just because really what you gotta understand is with the different people you're talking to. Right? Because marketing as well is just pure lead generation. That is an improvement offer.
Yeah.
Okay. But if you pull this one up, okay, I'll just run you through it just real quick. Let me share my screen.
Okay.
Okay. I'll run you through it real quick. So it's the start of the conversation is pretty much exactly the same, right? Like, hey, what made you want to go ahead and book in? All that fun stuff. Now, yours would probably be slightly different because it's going to be a bit more biz-oppy than this. But then from there, you have to pick a path. And I give you an understanding of what path is it. Like this guy, he's a straight biz off.
Okay.
Doesn't have any properties, he's not making any money from you yet. So you'd go biz off. It's like, okay, help me understand what would even have you looking to get started with, real estate to begin with. For yours, I would ask them if they want to go full-time first. If that's what the messaging is. It's all contingent on that. Okay. Now, if they have a couple properties, but they're not full-time yet, it's improvement and biz op. Okay. If they're full-time and they want to scale, it's just, it's an improvement. Okay.
Okay.
So all you got to do is you just got to change these things to more just real estate specific stuff.
So what if someone says well, I don't want to make it full-time. I want to just have more money coming in. Okay. Well, what even what are you seeing that would make you think that you need more money coming in?
Yeah, same thing.
Okay.
So, and you always position it hey, if you could go full time, would you? Because most of the time, what people are going to, the reason they're going to do that is because they don't feel like they could. And it's it's more of a defense mechanism to I just want to be reasonable.
Right.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
So it's just about having that conversation. That's why it's hey, well, if you could do this full time, is it something you'd want to do full time? And if they genuinely no, dude, I fucking love my job. I make tons of fucking cash. I just want something to have passive come in. If you're talking to me, I'm not replacing my income if I'm doing real estate. It'd be something that would then get to the point to where if I wanted to step away, I could, but I probably never going to step away from doing it. I love this shit, right? So it's I would have a different problem. Right? Mine, let's say if you would be selling me, mine would be security.
Okay.
Right? Preventing the future of hey, if something happened to me or I couldn't work, making sure my family's taken care of for life. Right?
Okay. So with BizOp, it's about diving into the problem of their life versus improvement. It's diving into the problem of their business or their real estate itself.
Yeah, it's the mechanism that's not getting the results. The improvement.
Okay. That makes sense.
It would be how they're doing their real estate right now that's not getting them results. And then because of that, all the things that are happening because they don't have the results they want.
Okay.
Okay. Now with real estate investors, you're probably, because you just got to think about okay, they still all have human needs that aren't being met. That's why they're on the call. So you have to think with a real estate investor, let's say somebody who's full-time real estate investor, what are their needs that wouldn't be being met? Those people are not in survival. They're probably not even in the point certainty is an issue at all. If they're a full-time real estate investor, they're going to be fine. There might be a lack of certainty in their growth, but that's more growth. You know what I mean? So it's probably growth a little bit more just higher up on the pyramid. So you just got to understand when you're talking to those type of people, okay, what is their problem?
Yeah. I might print out the Maslow's hierarchy of needs and just keep it in front of me.
Yeah. So you just got to understand where people are in that hierarchy. Now, for most of the people you're talking to, because I assume most of the people you're talking to are going to be a bit more well off.
Some yes, some not.
Okay. Well, if they're not, then it's typically they're lower.
Yeah.
Okay. But if they are and they're not full time, a lot of times you're talking about variety. They just want different. Do you know what I mean? Hey, I want to be able to travel. I want to be able to have my time back. And then you also will run into like security because like, hey, they might be making a good amount of income, but like that income could go away, AI, whatever it is, like there's some uncertainty there.
Okay. Okay, that makes sense. I think I really need
we need to know, what is the messaging? Why are they there?
Yeah. Okay, got
was
it.
lying a little blind.
Yeah, that makes it, because it did feel a little blind when I was on this call. It was the first one, right?
Yeah.
So it's okay. Literally one of the guys was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna fuck up like 30 calls." So
You can tell yourself that. You can give yourself the excuse.
yeah,
It's not
yeah,
fun.
yeah.
No, you're good, man. You just need to, before you do hop on any offer, just in general, it's always just understand the path somebody takes.
Yeah.
Because you are an extension, like, don't think of yourself like, hey, I'm just part of the sales process. You're part of the client acquisition process. So how somebody is attracted really should be connected with how they're sold.
I know one of the paths is
process.
that we just released like a Shapiro University free like WAP community. So that's going to be one of the paths. I know that.
Sounds so Jewish.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, but it's like, okay, what's in a low ticket? Like, and you don't need to you don't need to go through all the fucking training, man. But like, what's in a low ticket? How do they get ascended? What's the framing of the call? Like, all that stuff is just important for you to know.
Yeah.
Okay, so now, like, then you can like make sure you match expectations, and you can more like point somebody in the right direction of where the sales call should be going, because you know like why they opted in. If they opted in because they want to be a full-time like investor, it's like, okay, well, if you could go full-time, would you? But if the opt-in is like, hey, make $2,000 a month like passively through our done for you program, like you know what I mean? Like you're just having a different conversation.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
All right.
Okay, cool. I think that'll be like the biggest leverage point for me right now then.
All right, coolio. And then message Nathan about the assisted living or whatever it is. Right?
Okay, cool.
Okay. Cool. All right.
Cool.
See you guys. Bye.
All right.
Hopefully you found this video helpful. And if you want to see me actually close a deal, check out this video here. But if not, leave your biggest takeaway in the comments and I'll see you guys on the next video.